along with Fast Friday, we have a Fast and the Furious drinking game.
Okay.
So, you have to. There's like 4 categories here, but we're kind of ignoring the last 2. So you got to drink every time a punch is thrown.
Okay.
2 times if it's between friends. 3 times if it's between family. Someone says Dom.
Yeah.
Someone uses a car metaphor.
Okay.
Paul Walker says bro, which is very heavy in like the first 2 movies, and then kind of goes away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he becomes less of a surfer bro. Vin Diesel makes an angry face, so if Vin Diesel's face shows up. A car engine is audibly revved. Mostly we go off of if there's a subtitle that says car engine revving in the distance or something.
Nice.
Then we added 2 last night because Paul Walker is gone in 8 and 9, obviously. Or no, 8 and Hobbs. Yeah. So we had to add a new one. And I would say it's more plentiful, and it's that Hobbs, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character, says woman. He, for some reason, whenever a woman talks to him, he's always like, woman! You don't take that tone with me.
That's awful.
I don't know why, but it's like, he always has like a female sidekick.
Yeah.
Like, in 5, he has the Brazilian woman. No, Gal Gadot's never one of his. He has those Brazilian woman, and then in 6 he has Gina Carano, and in 7 the Brazilian woman's kind of back, but mostly he's just hanging out. Actually, 7 he gets put in the hospital like immediately, and I think it was because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Vin Diesel actually do not like each other.
Oh, well, did you know that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in his contract has it stated that if he appears in a movie, he cannot be shown losing a fight?
Yes. Also, there's another thing. It's in everyone's contracts for Fast and the Furious, or at least with the main 3 guys, that if they are hit, they have to hit someone. Like, the fight can never be one-sided. It always has to look like it's an even brawl. It is like the perfect encapsulation of like toxic masculinity. Oh, absolutely. All the scenes post.
The thing that's funny is like The Rock is gonna play a bad guy in DC films. He's playing Black Adam. Like, he's gonna have to lose a fight to Zach Levi. Like,
I think that's probably The Rock is probably accepting of that a bit more because he knows what he's doing.
I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why the movie's been in.
Oh yeah, it's because The Rock they're like having like this fake CG fight scene, and he just starts beating the shit out of Zachary Levi for real. Yeah, but apparently it either started in 5 or in 6. They have not shot a scene together in like the last 3 movies. They're like Tom Holland in the fucking Avengers movie with each other.
Yeah.
Where they're always shot separately because they don't want to work together.
Yeah. Whereas Tom Holland, they're like, oh, you'll spoil the movie. And
you're just a fucking idiot.
You delivering a worse performance is the cost of like, uh-oh, he said something a little bad.
Oh, no, he said how he punched Thanos.
Oh, no, that's not even a spoiler.
Yeah. Also, he can spoil it for the people on the set. What you really got to fucking... Like, you know, when he goes in for those interviews, they're pre-recorded. They're almost never live. Mm-hmm. Like, just don't let the fucking guy... if he spoils something in the interview, have it with the interviewers, like, you can't air that. You have to cut that out.
Yeah, the problem is, like, if it's a talk show, there's a live studio audience.
Yeah. And also, some talk shows are still live.
Yeah. Not post-COVID, but... The
other like new thing we added was, if Gavin has the Hot Wheel version of the car, you have to drink. Gavin has, like, every fucking Hot Wheel of the, like, every time a car shows up, he's just like, oh yeah, here it is. Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah, here it is.
I wonder if he has my car.
The Lancer?
Hell yeah.
I think it's a lot of the Fast and the Furious stuff, because Fast and the Furious did a partnership with Hot Wheels.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so, like, it's not like, oh, it's the same make. It's like, no, it's this car. It's the exact car. Drink
Dominic Toretto's Mustang.
Charger. He drives a Charger most of the time. So
I knew he drove a fucking muscle car.
No. I actually was like, Gavin, which one is it, please? I always forget.
Yeah.
So then there's drink 2 times drink 2 times when the camera focuses on a car's gear shifter. Objectification of women. So there's a good solid 5 minutes of nonstop drinking at some points. Women make out with each other. Those two go hand in hand.
Wait, how often does that happen in those movies?
Very, very often.
Is it like in the background, or is it just like...
It's like they go to like a club scene, and it's like, oh, you know what women do at the clubs. They make out with each other, to impress the fellas around. Like, yeah, I'm making out with her. Don't you want this? That's totally why 2 women are making out.
Ugh.
Also, you ever watch Clerks, the animated series?
Of course I have, yeah.
You know the fucking bit where they go to their high school reunion and Randall is like that he's like sneaks away with like this hot chick to like go fuck in a closet or something, and he comes across an arcade cabinet. He's like, "Oh man, I used to love this. I used to play it all the time in high school." So he like sits there and he's like playing the game, and the hot chick is going like, "Aren't we gonna fuck? Like, what's going on here?" So so he just goes like, yeah, in a minute. So then the hot girl that he used to date in high school, who he bragged about ruining men for her.
Yes.
That is exactly what all the scenes in Fast and the Furious feel like, where it's like 2 women making out, and he's just like, yeah, I turned these bitches gay. And it's like, yeah, because you kept working on your fucking car, bro.
Well, no, but Randall says that because he's like, I was such a terrible boyfriend, but I'm going to take that.
No, that's the joke, but he doesn't think that. That's the truth.
He's
is that
like,
he's a bad
I
boyfriend.
didn't realize.
Yeah. He just thinks that he's so good of a man, the women are like, we can't be with men anymore. But it's more like, he's so shit. They're like, oh, men ain't shit. I'm going to go eat some puss.
Hell yeah.
Speaking
also, of eating I was going to transition that in the intro.
The laws of physics are disobeyed. That one is I don't like it as much because it's Fast and the Furious. I'm not going to drink.
That's probably a lot easier to do in specifically Too Fast, Too Furious when they were too cheap to get real cars.
But also like the tank shit with like in Fast 6, like I'm not going to drink that a fucking like a 2-ton car stopped like a 40-ton tank from moving. It's just not fun.
In the trailer for one of them, didn't they drive a car off a cliff and then it shot a grappling hook?
No. I think you're thinking of 6. That wasn't the grappling hook was already, or like the thing was already attached to the tank. And then they throw the car off the side to like try and stop the tank, but that doesn't work because it's a tank.
That wasn't in the trailer for the new one?
You know what? Maybe. I haven't watched the trailer.
Okay. Also, I saw on Twitter there was a cool set piece for F9 that Justin Lin tweeted.
Yeah.
And it was cool. He was like showing holy
shit! This trailer's 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, it was like the car like drives and then like fucking turns, goes on its side, goes through like an entire fake store and then out the other side and into like a truck like with a large back and into the side of the truck. Like it's super cool. And like the way they did it is like they put the car on like a hinge and then it's like they actually built like an entire set to destroy, which is always sick.
Yeah. I didn't watch this trailer. I kind of want... Oh, fuck. They just put this trailer out. Never mind. I'm an idiot. I forget how years work. I've done this twice recently.
What does it say? Did it say 2019 or 2020?
It says January 31st, 2020.
Okay.
Which I guess it's a little more reasonable, but like there was one the other day where I was like, whoa, how did this video come out on February 12th? It's only the 11th, and it was like a year ago.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to the Media Hole Podcast. This is a weekly podcast that I, Nathan, do with my co-host Ian, and we like to talk about the latest news about and stuff about movies and television and comics and video games and anime and all other shit, dude. It's
Yeah.
a fun podcast. It's one of my faves. It's up in the top 5. But yeah.
In like a few weeks, maybe in like a week or two, we might be able to just start doing this in person again. Whoa!
Yeah, we can finally start doing them on purpose instead of accidentally recording every episode.
In person. That's what I meant to say.
Imagine an accidental podcast.
That's happened.
Yeah. That's happened. Like, oops, I accidentally put out an entire podcast.
Yeah.
For 60 plus weeks.
60 plus. Yeah.
Yeah. We're in the high 60s of the episodes. Baby.
Yeah, we almost had a fun number.
Oh yeah, we're 68 today? Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Oh, what do we do next week? It's episode 69.
Well, we could do it in person. Well, technically no, but because they're going into the color coded system for like everywhere that's not like Peel. But Halton is opening up, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it's
for
stupid.
non-Canadians and also non-Ontarians. Halton is about 10 minutes away from where we live.
Yeah.
Like, they want to keep us indoors and not, like, keep us with a stay-at-home order, but I can drive 10 minutes outside of town and I can go
If
to
it
a
weren't so
restaurant.
fucking cold out, I could walk to Halton. Like,
well, you could walk and go into the border, but, like, you wouldn't, there would be nothing there because it's just fucking fields because they're building that, like, center, but that's
it's not
different
done yet.
area. Yeah, no, it's once they open other shit, that's when I'm just like, oh, I'll go. I don't care. I'll go to Nathan's now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know though. We need to come up with a plan for episode 69.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big number. Do we just actually fuck and then record it as a podcast?
Oh yeah, sure. It's just like nonstop, like. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Kings of comedy. I hate that noise. You know what noise
All right.
I hate more than anything though?
What?
Reveal trailers.
Reveal trailers?
Yeah.
Huh. Are you referring to the trailer for Maquette?
Yeah.
Oh, but it wasn't the reveal trailer.
Yeah, that was a year ago. You're right.
Yep. There was a new trailer for Maquette.
Is this like that fucking what's that game? You know the
Antechamber?
no, the one
Superliminal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that.
Similar in mechanics, but in this it's an infinitely recursive city. It's like in the center you're like in a place, and in the center is a model of the place. And if you put something in the model, it becomes in the actual city. So
Yeah.
it's like infinitely recursing down. So then
This yeah. Oh, that's funny. They just did the pullout as you were saying that on the trailer.
Yeah.
This feels like Superliminal, but better.
yeah, it's
Not
superliminal, but make it
A
Gone
story
Home.
game.
Like it's
because
it's about like a relationship in the modern day.
Superliminal is like a test. That's about it.
Well, Superliminal is kind of the more accessible version of like Antechamber, which is like brain fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maquette looks sick. You know me, I'm a stand for every game fucking Annapurna Interactive puts out.
I know.
Except for Due Process, which like looks kind of fun, but I didn't play it. That's like an indie version of like Rainbow Six Siege. Due Process, if you're looking at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and it's a shooter.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
it
skip,
looks
like
fun.
A minute and a half.
It looks fun. It's like a breach and clear shooter, but you actually have to plan like on a map and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like a bad game. It's just like all their other games are like, are like, by the end of this game, I guarantee you're gonna cry. And this game's like, yeah, it's a shooter.
I like the aspect that they have in here about how it's like you have to like figure out who's going to use which weapons. Like not everyone can just walk in with like busted ass shit, or like you can't take like all the like there's like a set of like there's only these weapons that you can choose from. There's only this ammo that you can choose from, instead of like Siege where it's like, oh, we're just going to use the best weapon for every character.
Yeah, so there's like a level of resource management.
Yeah. Team resource management.
That sounds cool. Again, the game looks fun. I've just never bought it or played it.
Yeah, also I just like don't care about first person. I don't care about multiplayer games right now because like I don't want to play them by myself.
Yeah. Well,
but I also have like single player games that I'd like to play. So and then I'm like, I want to play this, and then when I'm like not playing that, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go play the multiplayer game. Oh, none of my friends are on, so fuck it.
Yeah. Except Destiny. You like Destiny. Isn't there more Destiny out now? Even more?
Yeah, and I opened it up. I don't like what any of the new armor looks like. I think the story is more like their story they're moving forward with is interesting. But like I'm still salty about them sunsetting weapons for no fucking reason other than to re-up like the grind. And I understand that it's like COVID times and shit. It's like hard to do that, especially like Bungie's a big studio, but Destiny is a big ass game that requires like tons of updates, but they just can't do the workload now. But like they like sunset a weapon when this expansion came out, and then 2 months later put the weapon back in the game, but you had to get the new version of the weapon to make it more powerful.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, where it's just also I'm just so tired of schlooters.
Yeah, Bungie has made a lot of bad decisions. And speaking of bad decisions made by people who worked at Bungie, let's talk about 6 Days in Fallujah. In case you didn't hear about this.
Damn, you skipped like all the way down there.
Yeah, I did. It's because it's called good segueing.
Sure.
6 Days in Fallujah is an FPS project that was supposed to come out in 2009, and then it got a lot of bad press, and so now it's been revived to come out again. It's based on the fucking Iraq War, and it's being developed by a bunch of ex-Bungie employees.
Yeah, I do not like the name of that dev studio, though.
What is it?
Highwire Games. Because, do you know what Highwire News is?
What is Highwire News now?
Highwire News is an anti-vax news station that that uses like clickbait from Facebook.
Oof.
Like I work with an older gentleman. He's like in his 60s, and he walked up to me and he's like, "Those vaccinations won't do anything. Look at I have these news. It has a doctor telling me that it is not good." And I watched it. He's like he's Maltese, so that's why he speaks like that. And also he lived in Quebec for a long time. So he shows it to me, and I'm watching it, and it's like it's a doctor man being overly smart explaining to me, but he's dressed like a comical doctor. Like he showed up in scrubs and a fucking white like lab coat, and I'm like, I get it, buddy. You're a resident at a fucking local medical hospital, and you have a problem with the vaccine because it came out too fast.
Okay, I want to talk more about 6 Days in Fallujah.
All right, but so like I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, there's some interesting points. Let me just do a quick Google search, and I look it up, and it's like Highwire News, run by a man who is like head of like an anti-vaxxer movement. I'm like, I wonder why. All right, so 6 Days in Fallujah.
I think it's Fallujah.
I'm sorry
Fallujah. I'm sorry if you're Iraqi. I don't mean to hurt your feelings.
Whoa.
The game is specifically based on a time that a bunch of American Blackwater mercenaries did something they shouldn't have in fucking Fallujah when there was an invasion there. And they got themselves murdered, and their bodies were all strung up, which, again, not a good thing to be a fucking mercenary, guys. It's actually really bad. But in response...
What are you talking about? It's so cool.
In response, the U.S. military started a massive battle in which an unknowable number of innocent civilians were killed. There's a minimum of 800 killed, but on top of that, like the U.S. blocked any like fighting aged men, which means anyone like over 15 from leaving the city, and then rained bombs and guns and like gunfire on them. And then like there's this fucking huge battle. They used white phosphorus in the bullets, like horrific. And then like they left the casings, and then years later there was like an uptick in cancer because they left all this fucking radioactive ammo in the city. Like, it is such, like, it is the omega botch. It is like, it's like making a, like, Call of Duty Cold War saying this war crime that the US did was actually done by Russia. I was like, I thought that was as low as you can go, but it turns out you can let's make a fun FPS about that one time we murdered 1,000 civilians in a country we shouldn't have been in.
Yeah, so this like, I could see why I got in trouble in like 2009, because that was like peak like Call of Duty.
Literally 5 years later. Like,
what?
Like in 2009, it was 5 years. It was only 5 years after the event happened.
Yeah, but also 2009 was when Modern Warfare 2 came out, which was like the sickest Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's when Call of Duty went from like game that does well to like game that is the highest selling game.
Game that does gangbusters. But yeah. Also, what was that other game?
Oh, the Blackwater, the official Blackwater game.
Was that a real game?
Yeah, there was. I'm thinking
of Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh, Spec Ops: The Line is about that though. Like, it's not about like the actual event, but it's like it takes place in like Dubai actually. It's like adjacent. It's like a criticism of American military industrial complex and shit. Like, Spec Ops is actually good. I don't think this game will be like, yes, and America is actually the bad guy in this story.
I don't know.
I don't see that happening. Like, Spec Ops: The Line had to fight for that storyline. Like,
yeah.
And it's mostly because people didn't care what the story was. Like, the producers of the game were like, no, we don't care. Just make a shooter. They sell.
We need a Call of Duty, man. Come on.
Yeah.
We're 2K. What else do we have? GTA? Yeah. We only put one of those out every 10 years.
Oh, what? We're 2K. What do we have? BioShock?
No. Let's fucking put that on the back burner and never touch it again. And also close the studio that made it. That Ken Levine guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Man, I love studio execs. They just make the dumbest fucking decisions in the universe. Like, I don't know, closing down a renowned animation studio.
Yeah, I feel like the fucking one of the editors-in-chief or whatever, or one of the CEOs of DC Comics at one point, like, had a famous quote that says, "I don't read comics, I read The Economist."
Piece of shit.
Well, let me look that up, because I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
Like, okay, so I was trying to help you segue into something else there, but you just didn't.
Sorry, yeah. What are you trying to help me segue in?
I don't know. What did Disney just do?
Release a trailer?
No.
Or
second on the list.
Fired Gina Carano.
No. Okay. Second on the list.
Oh.
About executives closing a studio, Nathan. You wrote these notes.
I'm so sorry.
You're like, oh, that's what we call a segue. Else. And I thought I did a great segue. Like, oh, you know, it's really shitty when Disney.
Listen, we can both we can both botch, okay? We can both fuck up in one podcast. Yeah. So Disney closed Blue Sky Studios, which is the Fox-owned animation studio behind Ice Age and Rio Films. They also did Horton Hears a Who, Spies in Disguise, and Ferdinand. So, you know, like a handful of like meh shit. Nothing awful.
I would say the first Ice Age is pretty good.
Yeah.
Spies in Disguise is not bad. It is a kids movie though. Like,
isn't the moral of Spies in Disguise that like the CIA is wrong and that you shouldn't, and that like being a spy requires you to do murder and not really care what the morals are? I saw somebody say
morals,
that.
The morals of Spies in Disguise are very up in the air, where it's like this kid, like Tom Holland's character is like totally cool with like gene splicing and fucking up human beings and turning them into birds, but so like literally the birds work for the bourgeoisie shit.
Yeah.
Like that was his plan, is that he could turn people into pigeons, and then the pigeons, no one suspects pigeons of being real people, so they would just spot the pigeons would be the spies. It's literally like someone saw that fucking TikTok, the guy going, the birds work for the bourgeoisie, and was like, God damn, and just started typing up a movie about the CIA becoming spies as birds. But it's an entertaining enough kids movie, and it's about like, there is like the moral of murder is bad.
Nice.
Because Tom Holland's character is like, I don't want to hurt people, I want to help people, and my inventions can go towards helping people. And it's like, oh, by creating covert assassins? Like, just wait till they make fucking pigeon-sized guns. That like, hey, I'm just gonna fly over to, I don't know, some world leader that America doesn't like and just assassinate them like in a second, because no one would expect a pigeon to have a fucking revolver.
Damn.
Yeah, it's got some questionable, like, you're helping the bad guys and being like, I don't like it when you kill people. But yeah, but the one thing you can say about Blue Sky Studios though is they got a pretty good, like, I think their art, like their animation style was pretty great.
Pretty nice, yeah.
They did a lot of like squash and stretch and 3D and shit.
Yeah, I think they did go for a bit more of a stylization than like a lot of Pixar does.
Yeah, well, Pixar is like so basic now. It's like,
yeah,
like fucking Hotel Transylvania is like the GOAT for 3D animation.
Well, no, it's Spider-Verse, but yeah.
No, it's Hotel Transylvania. Hotel Transylvania does like squash and stretch and like all the other stuff like so well, and it's like actually like a great feat of animation. Like Spider-Verse is great.
That's also, they're both Sony, so it's the same
and
studio.
Also, Hotel Transylvania director Genndy Tartakovsky.
What? Really?
Tartakovsky.
Genndy Tartakovsky. Damn.
Yeah, that's a weird name. Yeah. Oh wait, that's a woman's name.
Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Man.
Literally has only made good shows.
Yeah.
And apparently 3 good movies.
Yeah, I've heard they're good.
Oh wait, maybe 2. I don't know if he directed the second one. But whatever. It's like he actually tries to. Oh, he did all of them. Like he tries to push the medium forward and do like crazy shit. So good. Like Disney just shows up and fucks shit up. Like that's it.
Yeah.
I was doing a brief Google search to be like, did they really need to shut the studio? Was it a hemorrhage of money? Disney's stock is currently down, but that is only the current, and also the stock market fluctuates a lot right now.
Well, the thing is
GME.
Disney's basically lost like 2 of their 3 main forms of revenue, right? Like
the theme parks and movies.
Theme parks, like, and then like in theater films, right?
Yeah.
So like they're still making money off of the streaming services and like Blu-ray and whatever, right? But and merchandise, but they've lost like a large chunk, and so they're deciding to close Blue Sky. But that sucks because they were most of the way done this fucking project. First of all, it sucks. It always sucks when they close this thing and like a bunch of talented people lose their job. 450 employees are losing their job, and that's always fucking terrible. And there's no plans for Disney to scoop them up into any of their other studios.
Yeah,
right?
which awful.
Which is shitty. It's really bad. Like, again, animators don't get paid well, so this is like fucking putting a lot of people
they also
in a
definitely
very dire situation.
They're on a salary and they have to work overtime.
Yeah,
that's about it. Like that too. Like they don't get anything special.
The especially sad thing is that their current project looked really good. It was an adaptation of Nimona, which, in case you don't know, is a
it's that shit you get when you go outside for too long.
Fuck you.
In the cold.
No, it's an adaptation of an Eisner Award-winning webcomic by Noelle Stevenson, who is like a really well-known sort of person that creates stuff nowadays. They also created like Lumberjanes. They wrote for Wander Over Yonder, and they created and showran the show She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. So like Noelle Stevenson is a big name, and this was her like first work that was like released, Nimona. So like, you know,
Yeah.
it would have been cool to see this adaptation. Also, like, the concept's really cool. It's about like this girl who decides to be like a sidekick to a mad scientist villain character.
Uh-huh.
In like a fantasy setting, and like the young girl is kind of like more brutal than the setting is.
Yeah.
And so it's like kind of a coming of age thing, because it's still like, you know, like young adult friendly.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Disney should be broken up into different like sections, like officially, not like, oh, it's all different.
They should antitrust them into different companies.
Yeah, like you can have like they can still be called like Walt Disney theme parks, Walt Disney TV, Walt Disney movie. Like you can still like they can be bros, but they don't have like one man in charge of all of it. Because I was curious, I was trying to like see if there's like the classic, oh, Bob Chapek just closed Blue Sky Studios. Was that the studio? Yeah, Blue Sky Studios, and then took home like $20 million in a bonus, like that sort of shit. But Disney is most famous for movies. That's there. I don't think there's any question about that.
I would say Disney's a brand. Like I would say Disney is most famous for being Disney more than any one of its like individual things.
Yeah. So, Bob Iger gave himself that Jeff Bezos promotion in 2020. So Bob Chapek became CEO of the Walt Disney Company in 2020, but prior to that, he was chairman of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts. Like,
yeah,
why? Why would a guy who's like his whole thing is like, oh, I'm really good at parks and resorts, become like, oh, I'm really good at movies?
Because Parks and Resorts is one of the most profitable parts of Disney.
Not right now.
Well, yeah, right. But like that's why you promote somebody. That's why the new CEO of Amazon is the guy who runs Amazon Web Services, which is like most profitable part of Amazon, right?
Yeah. No, let's just break them all up.
Yeah, no, you're being like even more nice than I am, which I'm like all of the individual companies under Disney should become independent properties that compete with each other.
Yeah, that'd be fine too.
Yeah. Fucking listen. I love Marvel. I hate Disney. But the guy who runs Marvel is a worse person than the guy who runs Disney right now, actually.
Kevin Feige?
No, Kevin Feige just runs Marvel Studios. The CEO of Marvel is Ike Perlmutter, and you should just Google Ike Perlmutter and look at the first image that comes up.
It's going to be a picture of him next to like a bunch of KKK members.
Maybe something like that.
Well, I see one of him getting dusted.
Wait, really?
Snap. Yeah. It's
That's
like
so funny.
It's a picture of him looking like an angry white man going like, "Arr," well, like, but then the second picture of him is him like dissolving in the dust.
No, I was gonna say like there's a picture, the last picture on the top row, should interest you.
Oh yeah, he's like shaking hands with Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a great picture where he's like standing in the background behind Trump, looking
yeah,
like
I see
a
it.
huge villain.
Yeah. Yeah. Piece. Also, too old. Get out of there.
Yeah. Ike Perlmutter.
Even Bob Iger's too old. Get out of there.
Dude, Ike Perlmutter, I do want to tell you the fucking funniest shit. Ike Perlmutter said Ike Perlmutter is the reason why Terrence Howard was replaced with Don Cheadle, because Don Cheadle was cheaper. And he said that nobody would notice because they look alike.
Oh my god, they do not. Not even close.
Because all
They're
black
just
people
both
look alike.
black. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, maybe get that guy out of there. Do you think he's ever walked up to like fucking God, who plays Sam Wilson? What's his name? I can't remember right now. He walks up and he says, "Don Cheadle, nice to meet you." That was the whole place I'm trying to get to.
He walks up to Chadwick.
Oh no, he walks up. He walks up to Sam Wilson's actor guy and then says, "Chadwick Boseman, I thought you died."
Ugh.
Yeah,
it's awful. Anthony Mackie, that's the name.
There we go.
I was like, it's an A name. Why do I not know it? I've said it recently.
Or I don't know, he walks up to every famous black actor and says, "Man, I loved you in The Wire." Just assuming that they were, if they're black and famous, they were probably in The Wire.
It's not the worst bet you could make.
It's not the worst, but at least for Anthony Mackie, you would be wrong.
Oh, Anthony Mackie, you'd be wrong. But Idris Elba, you'd be right.
Yeah, Idris Elba, I think, was Chadwick Boseman in The Wire?
Nope.
Okay.
But Michael B. Jordan was as a kid.
Yeah. So the other Black Panther. Yeah.
But yeah, Ike Perlmutter's terrible. I think there's another like a bunch of other really fucking awful stories about him, but yeah. And speaking of people that need to go, Gina Carano
is dead.
Is
She's
gone.
Dead. Yeah. Gina Carano, famously that one chick in Fast and the Furious 6.
Yeah, she was fired from The Mandalorian because
Yeah.
she's transphobic, anti-mask, a conspiracy
Well,
theorist.
one second. She was hired for The Mandalorian and we knew she was transphobic. Like, that's just
Yeah.
always been there. It's just that trans people aren't a hot button enough issue to be like, you can't, like, if she was homophobic, no. Transphobic, still a small enough demographic to rich people that they're like, whatever, people will get over it. She's a side
Well,
character. It's not like she's the
J.K.
main.
Simmons is, or J.K. Simmons, fucking
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling
is
still
outwardly
fucking out
transphobic.
here. Yeah. But I think mostly it was like the anti-mask, the conspiracy theories, and the pro-Jan 6th, as well as comparing
It was
fucking QAnoners and Republicans to Jews in the
Yeah.
Holocaust.
It
which is
wasn't
like-
actually, guys, remember, it wasn't that it wasn't the Nazis who came and pulled the Jewish people out of their homes and beat them in the streets once the National Socialist Party came into power. It was their neighbors. So you, as liberals with your cancel culture, going out there and outing your neighbors about the fact that they're racist pieces of shit, you're the Nazis in this scenario.
The best part is people are like, oh, everybody's censoring conservative opinions just from politics, and it's like, oh yeah, they censoring you for saying taxes should be lower? I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
No, that's not what I mean. Oh, they're censoring you for saying that you should take away money from like certain social programs? No, that's not what I mean. Oh, you mean
they're censoring you because you think you should be able to say the N-word?
Yeah. Oh, they're censoring. Oh, so what you're saying is that they're censoring you for saying that America should be a white ethno-state? I don't think that's censoring.
Americans are just jealous that the white ethno-state doesn't exist anymore because we kept bringing other cultures in, where Japan has their Japanese ethno-state, but that's because they didn't fucking ask people to come on over.
Yeah.
Where, like, white people forever have just been like, hey, can you come over here and do labor that would, like, leave you impoverished? I swear,
man.
you'll make so much money. And also, we're going to rape and pillage your entire country. Oh, yeah, sure.
And then we're gonna treat you like shit.
Yeah, then when you come over, we're going to preach to you the American dream, but really we're going to take advantage of you so white people can achieve the American dream.
It turns out that when you consider that Irish and Italian people, along with black people and Asian people, when you say all of these people aren't white, they decide that they're accidentally they outnumber us. So actually what we need to do is force Irish and Italian people to think of themselves as more white than black and Asian people, so that they don't rise up. That's why we've invented racism here in America. Let's make the Irish be cops, and they won't learn their lesson from having cops beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
They'll just keep beating the shit.
They'll just be like, oh, well, this is what they did to us, so I guess this is what's morally right.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Washington, they decide, hey, Asian people, you're Caucasians now. Which, like, Asian American hate crimes are on the rise, so.
Yeah.
Wild.
But
don't
yeah,
touch
anyway.
my boy Sung Kang, please. He needs to show up in F9.
But yeah, Gina Carano.
I'm doing a quick Google search. Okay, good. I got his name right.
Nice. Gina Carano is an ass.
Yeah, Gina Carano. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Get out.
And then what's really fun is she was like, Don't let them cancel us. We don't let them. I've signed up to be in a movie for Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Which, it's really funny because the only reason Ben Shapiro is a right-wing guy, talking point guy, is because he tried to be a screenwriter and got his ass laughed out of Hollywood.
Yeah. Fucking Canadians. Do you know that? You know what I found out last night? Isn't Ben Shapiro Canadian?
No.
Are you sure?
No, you're thinking of Jordan Peterson.
I think I am as well. Yeah, I am. I am absolutely.
The difference is Ben Shapiro retreads bullshit with like a pseudo intellectual Kermit the Frog voice.
He talks in fucking circles and goes like, well, technically.
Whereas Jordan Peterson is for people who don't have good relationships with their dads and crave that. And by that I mean our one friend that fell into the Jordan Peterson shit doesn't have a dad.
Let's not. Well, that's not it. It's not like he doesn't have a dad because his dad's a piece of shit. He doesn't have a dad because his dad died when he was 17.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's who Jordan Peterson's for.
God, that's always so funny when like someone new is hanging around with him. So this friend did question. There is some hardcore dead dad jokes about this guy. He's
I
fine
always
with
feel
them.
Too bad to do that. You guys go crazy.
He's fine with them, so that's the only reason why we do them. I like pulled him aside one time while I was like really drunk, and I'm like, "Are you really fine with this? Like, we can stop." And he was like, "No, I think it's kind of funny." Yeah. So, his result of like wanting a better relationship with his dad is that time took its. He lost the time. It's not like his dad was absent.
It's not I'm just saying like for the global the appeal of Jordan Peterson is that he's your dad.
Yeah.
Like that's who he is. He's like, it's like if your dad all of a sudden was like and cultural Marxism.
And I only eat meat, and I'm healthier than I've ever been.
And now I'm dying. I'm literally.
My daughter gave me COVID because she won't stop partying.
I'm literally in a fucking coma.
And on like the same day,
speak.
On the same day they announced that Gina Carano got fired, Pedro Pascal got cast as Joel in the Last of Us movie.
Or TV show on HBO.
Fuck, TV show. Who cares? Good for them for getting more work. Good for the Bella Ramsey who played a kid in Game of Thrones. She's a big part of the later seasons, but I really do not care because that show is bad. But good for them. They're getting a job. They're getting some work.
Yeah.
I think the show.
Who doesn't like Pedro Pascal, dude? He's so likable.
He's likable.
I think he's a great casting.
The guy I work with who thinks it's Nazi-ish to say that Trump supporters are Nazis, but not for Gina Carano to go out there and say that trans people aren't real people.
Wait, really? That guy doesn't like Pedro Pascal?
He hates Pedro Pascal because he called all Trump supporters Nazis.
Oh.
I don't understand this guy's perspective because he likes to say he's a centrist, but he's always on the right.
Well, what a centrist does is
be a coward.
All being a centrist is going, well, both sides suck, and so I'm going to feel like I'm better than both by not taking a side and then just coasting along.
But then also having opinions that are mostly on the side of the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope the show is just a straight up adaptation of the games.
I think it'll probably be the first game, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, literally make the show just be the game. No one wants to see it changed, so that's why I think the show is a dumb fucking idea.
I don't know. I think it could be good. It depends, right? Because, like, if it allows you to do more exploration of, like, character and have more, like...
But I just think there's already so much in The Last of Us. I don't think there's anything you could do in a TV show that you wouldn't already have done in the game. And it's already such a cinematic game with, like, a story mode option where you can, like, breeze through the game by, like, literally just holding forward and pressing R2 every once in a while. Like, but if you put it on the story mode option.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be good. At the very least, we'll get to see, like, kind of a slightly different interpretation.
I'm not going to watch it.
I probably will. I don't know.
No, that's fine. I'm sure like you'll watch it. Chris will watch it. George will watch it. Maybe Blake.
Yeah,
All of our friends who played Last of Us 2 were like, ah! Ah!
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play Last of Us 2, but I liked the first one, and I don't want to play it again, but I think I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Watch the movie or TV show rather. Pedro Pascal is just extremely likable.
Yeah, he was a nice dude, and he was like he pogged really hard when. Okay, I might get this wrong. I hope I don't. When his sister said she was trans.
Yeah, she came out as trans. Yeah.
So trans woman.
Trans woman, yes.
Okay, cool. So, all right.
Yeah. Well, I
had to explain that to my mom in the car today.
He doesn't have pronouns in his bio. He has fucking pronouns in his Twitter name, and in his bio, he just has the word fucking refugee, which he was. His family escaped Cuba's fascist dictator. Or no,
and,
Chile. Sorry, Chile.
My mom was like, I don't understand. Why would someone who transitioned to be a woman be a trans woman? Wouldn't they be a trans man? And I'm like, but they're a woman now. Why would they be a trans man?
They transitioned into a woman.
You know what I found out?
Where the phrasing comes from.
Last night?
Yep. Yeah.
So I was looking up, I was just like checking, I always like just scroll through like Wikipedia and IMDb while I watch movies I've already seen. Mm-hmm. So we watched Fast and the Furious 4 and Fast and the Furious 5, the movies that confused everyone because Han is alive again. And I found that I was just looking through and it said Han Lu, which is his character's name.
Wait, Han Lu?
It's sometimes it says it's Han Lu and sometimes it's Han Sol.
I was gonna say it's Han Solo. Yeah.
Yeah, it changes. I think one of them might be his real name and one might be a fake name. Like,
they're retconning Han Solo into a fake name?
I have no idea, but yeah, he's, or you know how like when people come over here, like come to the West, they usually, if they're like Japanese or Asian of some sort, like Japanese, Korean, Chinese, they'll like simplify their name. So maybe his name is like Han Lo, like Lue Lo sort of thing, but it's like Solo, and he just cut out the beginning. Because I had a tattoo artist, her last name was Wu, but I saw on her like Instagram, her last name was like Jing Yao Lu or some shit. Wu, fuck, not Lu. Like it's a very long name, but it's like easier to just be like, no, the very basic like beginning name, a section of their last name, but. The character of Han Lu existed in a movie prior to Fast and the Furious.
Oh, right. Yeah, one of Justin Lin's earlier movies.
Yeah,
right?
In 2002, he made a movie called Better Luck Tomorrow, which stars Sung Kang as Han Lu. So his character in Tokyo Drift is a direct, that's his...
So this is a...
Better Luck Tomorrow is a prequel for Han's story.
So Better Luck Tomorrow is in the Fast and Furious cinematic universe.
Yes. Oh. Retroactively. They added it in later. So.
Nice.
I think that's cool. Oh, also John Cho's in this movie. There's a part in fucking, I think it's in Los Bandoleros, the shitty short before Fast 4, where there's a guy asking Han where he's from, and he's like, America. And he's like, no, but like from before that. And he's like, South Carolina.
Oh, wait, I thought he was from Japan in Tokyo Drift.
That's I thought that too. There's a line in in 4 and 5 that it's just like, I've literally never been. I'm from America. I was born here. I met Dom while I was in Mexico. Like, I've never left America, like North America. So he's an American born. He's also Korean. He's not from. He couldn't be from Japan.
Oh right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
but he seemed like he already knew the place when he was there.
I think it's just because he's been there for a while, and he's just a man of he's well traveled sort of thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
The opposite of me, where when I look at apartments in the city I've been living in the last 8 years, I still go, I don't know where this is.
I know what it is. Well, actually, I've lived here for 25 years, so I guess it's different for me and you. I've moved all over this fucking town.
It's true.
Yeah. Shit.
Yep.
No segue here. Just pick one. All of them are kind of smaller.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of. Okay, well, let's leave the last one last. So Clone High,
Yes.
which is a show I've fucking never actually watched a single episode of.
I was very surprised when I read that.
Yeah. It's getting 2 seasons at HBO Max along with a Scooby-Doo prequel based on Velma. And it's going to be an adult cartoon animated show, and Ian has a thing written here.
Yeah.
Where it's
I don't understand.
Velma's like 16, which actually isn't true. The Scooby Gang is like college/young adult age in
changes
the original show.
All the time. But
Yeah,
the college
because they're not real characters. They're not like.
but that I didn't want to go back to the original because the original still says that they met in like high school, like they knew each other. They just didn't start the mystery gang shit because that was their gap year they were taking, where they were all going on a road trip across America, and they kept getting into like little things. That was how they started. So they were like post high school, but that still means they knew each other in high school. But it just feels weird to make an adult animated show about what would be a teenager, because even modern Scooby-Doo, the gang is still like 18 or 19. Actually, I think they got younger. So it's like, what are we gonna do, like make Big Mouth for Velma? Like a show about kids but like starring adults making like like gross comments all the time.
Just do it like Zombie Island.
Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island
movie. Yeah. You remember at the beginning of that movie, they're all like adults and they're all split up. And Velma has like her own TV. No. Velma has like a store.
The animated Zombie Island movie.
Yes. Yeah,
I honestly have never seen it.
Oh, dude, it's super good.
I wasn't a big Scooby-Doo guy. The best Scooby-Doo movie is James Gunn's Scooby-Doo movie. Don't at me.
The second one or the first one?
The first one.
Oh, you're wrong. Second one.
I've never actually watched all the second one.
Oh. It's the best one.
The first one's just very fun to me. And also, that's where Freddie Prinze Jr. met his wife, and Sarah Michelle Gellar met her husband.
Also, weed jokes.
Yeah,
Lots
constantly.
Of weed jokes.
Also, I believe there's some trans jokes in there.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately. Because the woman, Shaggy, is like hanging out with, like, speaks in a deep man voice sometimes, and it's like, whoa, Shaggy. But also Matthew Lillard as Shaggy is really
Matthew
funny.
Lillard's great.
Yeah. Fuck, is it in the first or the second one where he, like, throws his hands back? He's like, are you challenging me?
God, I don't even remember. I think the second one... No, wait, maybe the first one, because it's the part where they're, like, in the fake kitchen.
Maybe.
Right? But then there's the second one where there's the part where he has boobs.
Yeah. And he's like, bazoingas! But he got disrespected in Scoob.
Yeah, he got completely fucked over.
Yeah, that movie sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've heard. I have not seen Scoob.
I watched it with the boys, and it was just kind of mediocre, because it wasn't like a Scooby-Doo movie. It was like a Hanna-Barbera movie.
Yeah, it was like trying to do the Scooby-Doo cinematic universe.
Yeah, but it's like they're just... Also, Simon Cowell was there for some reason.
Just as himself.
Yeah.
Simon Cowell, who, if you remember, played himself in the DVD extras for Shrek 2.
Yeah.
He's now playing himself in an actual fucking feature film.
I remember that there was a joke. There's like in Scoob, there's this part where like this hot lady is there.
Yeah.
And like it's like a hot it's Dick Dastardly disguised himself as like this highway patrol woman, but she's like ridiculously hot, and she was in the trailer just like shown as like Fred going like making eyes at this hot chick. And I saw a lot of porn of that character. And then like I watched the movie, and very quickly after she shows up, she pulls off her face and it's like Dick Dastardly underneath. I'm like, y'all were drawing porn of this man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb to do a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe, especially because all they did was use like a superhero and a supervillain.
Yeah, and
it's like, cool,
special.
Boring. Fucking put Yogi Bear in the movie, you pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Put the fucking Flintstones.
Do a Jetsons movie.
Just do the Flintstones comic book.
Yeah, where they're racist to Neanderthals, but I think Neanderthals were also homophobic.
We participated in a genocide, Barney.
Yeah, but also there's
it's actually I know I make that joke because it's just a funny thing to say, but it's actually a really good book.
But there's also a part where Fred fucking loses it on a guy for being homophobic because the tribe Fred grew up in was like they loved the gay men there because it was like they had a maternal instinct to them and wanted to raise children but couldn't have any, so they were like mothers as well. They were like they helped out. Not only were they like good hunters and stuff that could go out and do man stuff, but they were also like tender and stayed like back home and helped care for the children.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone had like these lovely gay uncles who would just care for them. And he was like, if you speak bad about those men, I'm going to fucking bash your skull in with that rock over there, ooga booga.
The writer of the Flintstones one also did a great Snagglepuss one.
Yeah, where he was like gay and depressed.
Where, yeah, he's a gay playwright at the height of like the Red Scare and the Purple, specifically, I think it was called the Purple Scare or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it was like they were like going at the Red Scare, fucking, what is it called? McCarthy and Roy Cohn were going after gay men.
Yeah. Huckleberry Hound was there sucking cocks. Quick Draw McGraw was the Gestapo.
Yeah,
the gay Gestapo.
Dude, it's honestly like also really good. I
was taking guesses, by the way. I don't actually know. I was just reading character names.
Oh no, I don't know the other characters that much, but Snagglepuss is great. It's super good. At least I remember it. It's been a few years, but
yeah.
So the guy who wrote it also did that Billionaire Island book I was talking about earlier this year or last year. Yeah.
Also, I think at this point in your life, I don't think you would enjoy Clone High.
Yeah.
Because you're such a fucking contrarian asshole.
I am not a contrarian.
Yeah, you're like, oh, everyone else likes this? Let me go watch it. Ew! Gross!
I am not like that, and you know that.
You're disgusting. No, actually, I think Clone High is it's not very highbrow comedy. It's pretty lowbrow, especially considering what it is, an early 2000s MTV show.
Yeah.
But I think it has some phenomenally funny bits. And like JFK being like this crazy, stupid womanizer is just so funny to me.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of clips of that.
Yeah. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. Like,
nothing
just flips
bad
a car.
Ever happens to the Kennedys.
All right, you didn't put this as news, and it's news you don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to use this to transition into a piece of news you almost wanted to take off. So people were trying to say the Super Bowl happened last week.
Yeah.
Very old news at this point because we record a whole
on
week
Saturdays.
Past. Yeah. So, and also, we're not sports guys. We're not sports guys, but even if we were, we'd be hockey. Football sucks.
I stand by what John Waters had to say.
Can you link that to me, because I don't know what he said. But
he said, John Waters in an interview said like he hates sports, and he's doing a whole thing. He's like, you know, if there was like a Ku Klux Klan against sports, I would be in it. I would be one of those guys. He's like all of those people, every single person who's ever played a sport deserves to go to prison.
Okay, that's funny, and John Waters is hilarious, but come on, man. I respect people who play sports and all that. I don't respect Tom Brady, though. And I definitely don't respect anyone who was trying to say that Tom Brady is the world's best athlete.
He's the world's best football player, probably.
I don't even like. You could say that, but it's also like he's also just been on good teams.
Statistically,
because one man can't hold an entire team. Like if one man could hold an entire team.
Shut up, Ian. This is America. One person gets all of the credit for something hundreds of people do. Okay.
If that was true, the Leafs would be in the playoffs and winning them every year because we always have that like one player that everyone else wanted. But like, it's just like so.
Fucked up that the Toronto Maple Leafs are literally the most popular hockey team on the fucking planet.
They're not okay. They're not the shittiest, but they're bottom tier at this point. Because it's like, oh, we have Austin Matthews. No one else good.
It's like if everybody came to town for like somebody who just plays fucking like a Pichu or whatever.
Yeah, like I will literally never see a hockey game in Toronto ever again because the seats are bad and they're too expensive. But if I go to Ohio and Stevie's like, want to go see a Blue Jackets game? They're playing fucking the Leafs. I'll be like, sure. Go get some great seats for $50.
Yeah. Or you could just watch like a less bad sport like basketball.
It's so ethnocentric to be like. Tom Brady is the best player of all time.
Of all sports.
Because one, America is the only
only country on the fucking planet
that cares about football. Yeah, it's called American football for a reason. There's like a million soccer players who play for have a much longer career and are much better players. Like fucking like Ronaldo,
Pele, maybe.
Yeah. Even fucking like Beckham.
Yeah.
I don't even know how good he is, but I'm sure more people know Beckham than Tom Brady. But also, Serena Williams exists.
Oh, yeah.
She has a trophy room. She has a trophy room. Did you see this shit?
No.
She had a thing for Architects Digest come into her house, and she has a trophy room, and she had a second place trophy, and she's like, like what the fuck? It was like a Wimbledon second place, and she was like, fuck is this? And just throws it in the trash because she has 23 other first place trophies, one that she won while she was pregnant.
Yeah, and she started playing when she was like, 14 maybe?
Yeah, like
really young.
So you ain't got shit on Serena Williams. Also, like most attacked woman in sports. Like, she needs to wear a special suit to help with blood flow in her body. And they were like, it's too political because she called it her Black Panther suit. Yeah, like Serena Williams is the GOAT. There's no one who can compete with like that level of talent. Even Tiger Woods, which is also a very American like sport, like golf. Well, very white, I would say.
Canadian women's hockey team is pretty fucking goated also.
Yeah, but I don't know any other names, unfortunately. But like Tiger Woods showed up and ruined golf.
Yeah.
Like, I heard that on Castle Super Beast this week, which that was Pat's thing this week about it, because they were talking shit on Tom Brady as well.
Yeah.
But, no one watches the Super Bowl for the plays anymore. We're all there for those commercials.
That's right, guys. Get ready for capitalism, because there were two really important commercials to talk about here at the Super Bowl. You ready?
Nathan only wrote one, and I went through all of this so that we would talk about it, because he wanted to cut it originally. They put out the trailer for Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes, that's right. Yet another piece of news with Disney this week.
That we could have segued into a lot earlier that we didn't. We could have just had like a whole Disney block.
We should have done it, and we still have one other piece of Disney news. But
God, Sebastian Stan looks so hot in this.
I disagree. He looks better with long hair.
I think he looks great with the short hair.
He looks better with long hair to me personally.
I don't like. It depends on what stage of the long hair. In the Avengers movies, when it's like the luxurious locks, like Kyle before he cut his hair, yes. Yeah. But like Winter Soldier, when it's like down to here, I was like, never mind. No. I think the short hair look is still pretty good.
Yeah. But anyway, Falcon and Winter Soldier is the next Marvel Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
There is going to be exactly 1 week between the end of WandaVision and the beginning of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Pretty cool. Not gonna lie. I do enjoy that.
Like, literally, it's like, for one Friday with no show, and then another Friday with the new show.
Yeah.
This show is only 6 episodes. It's not 9
But
like
I think they're going to be probably more hour-long episodes.
and they're going to be more
it's-
action.
This whole trailer is action.
WandaVision is more of a slow burn. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of sitcom-y shit.
Was there always the little yellow accents on Winter Soldier's arm?
That might be only post him going to Wakanda because he got a new arm, didn't he?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I like that they're like having marital issues.
That's funny.
That's like that's the stinger of like the trailer is that they're like not working well together.
It opens and ends on that. Who do you think is going to become Captain America at the end of the show?
You know what I think would be cooler if they decided that they're better as their own characters and not taking up the mantle of someone else and stopping someone from trying to take up the mantle of Captain America, because Captain America is like it was created as a man to defend American values, but American values aren't that good anymore. So I think it would be cool if they were trying to like make it, the government was trying to push a new Captain America as like a US agent thing, but
Yeah,
Sam and Winter Soldier were just like, nah, fuck that dude, he's lame. He punched a black dude once because he was black. He's just a Massachusetts cop that you gave a fucking shield to.
Yeah, he is a soldier, but he being played by the son of Kurt Russell. Wonder if he's Ego's other Earthling son. Just kidding.
Oh, Kurt Russell's kid.
Yeah.
What was
Wyatt Russell.
Yeah, I'm doing it because I think I watched something with Wyatt Russell in it.
Fast and Furious.
That's what I was checking. No, you know who the kid, one of Clint Eastwood's kid, Scott Eastwood.
Scott, yeah.
Is at the moment looks like he's Paul Walker's replacement as like white cop guy.
Scott Eastwood also plays one of the military soldiers in the first Suicide Squad.
Yeah, wasn't he an important one? Whatever,
Nope.
Doesn't matter.
No, you're thinking of Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag,
Yeah.
who is a named character.
Yeah.
But yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier, it looks fun. I feel like this trailer kind of exists to be like, don't worry, guys, they're not all gonna be like WandaVision. If you're too like fucking lame to enjoy that
Oh
shit.
man, I got in an argument about WandaVision with that guy because he's a big Marvel fan. Like he like his favorite character is the Silver Surfer, and doesn't really like him anymore because he thinks that it's just gone in a direction he doesn't appreciate. But we were talking about WandaVision. He was like, that show's bad. It's like one of the episodes like only 20 minutes long. And I'm like, yeah, the first two.
Yeah,
because they're trying to be sitcoms. That's the joke.
It's a sitcom. It
Yeah.
is.
And then the next episodes are like regularly over 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's like after episode 3, and you know we've had 4, 5, 6 now. They're all like part sitcom. Well, 4 isn't part sitcom, but 5 and 6 have been like part sitcom, part like real world Marvel shit.
Yeah.
There still hasn't been a lot of like big fights, but there's a lot of big moments. There's a lot of big parts that you're like, oh shit, like fucking the show's interesting as hell.
Yeah, like this. Well, we'll get into it later.
Good. We'll get into it at the end.
Yeah. So, but you know, speaking. Oh fuck! Do you want to know the dumbass joke I said to Stevie when the trailer came out? I was like, "Oh man, they're gonna spoil Black Widow for us. Like, what if they reveal in Black Widow that she's dead?" Yeah, but I hope they definitely would have released Black Widow in some sort if there was like a problem with that character showing up.
Yeah, because like, we haven't seen Black Widow, but it's supposed to come out in May still.
Yeah, but Canadian theaters aren't open. I know America has open theaters, but
yeah, we had our theaters open for a while, but they're not open anymore.
Yeah, I think they might open for this film,
maybe,
but probably like very limited theaters. But since it's like what other movies are out, it'll just be like, hey, I'm gonna go to the Black Widow store this week because that's all there is.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like,
Or they'll sell like tickets in groups and shit, and be like, oh, you can only buy 2 tickets at a time or something. Like you can't buy a single seat. So, but if you wanted a single seat, you gotta drop to like buy 2 tickets.
And it sucks because I feel like Black Widow looked like it was gonna be pretty good, you know?
Yeah. Like I want to see it, but because also it's like Scarlett Johansson waited so fucking long and then finally got it posthumously.
Yeah, and the fight scenes look nice. Like they showed off like some interesting choreography. Plus, like, you know, I'm in love with Florence Pugh, and she's incredible.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, Scarlett Johansson's been married 3 times.
Yeah, she was married to Ryan Reynolds.
And now she's married to Colin Jost. There's some dude in between, but who cares?
Colin Jost? She married to Colin Jost?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You know, the guy from Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, the ugly guy.
Hey. There's, in terms of, like, white dudes on SNL right now...
I'm allowed to say it. I'm hotter than Colin Jost.
You were...
Dude, I'm so much hotter than Colin Jost.
He's just in better shape than you.
He's in slightly better shape, but
he's also a celebrity and has to have as like in terms of like white dudes on SNL right now, he's probably the most attractive though. Actually, is Beck Bennett still on there?
Yeah, I think he still is. And Pete Davidson's on there, isn't he?
I wouldn't say Pete Davidson is more attractive, but also
he's more attractive.
Pete Davidson also has
Pete Davidson is attractive? No. Am I saying he's more attractive than
he has more personality.
Yeah.
Like, as a man.
Yeah.
Fucking Kenan Thompson's still there.
Kenan Thompson's more attractive than Colin Jost.
Oh, yeah, but he's not more attractive than Michael Che.
I don't know who Michael Che is.
He's the other black guy. He's the black guy on Weekend Update.
I don't really watch Saturday Night Live.
I don't either. I like Weekend Update because Weekend Update always has like a whole thing about it, and also they do this thing a lot where Michael Che and like Colin Jost like switch. Like one will write the other's jokes, so they'll do like he'll have like Colin Jost make like incredibly racist jokes. Like there was one where it's like he was saying something about Martin Luther King. Like it was Colin Jost's turn. And they do kind of like the Stefan thing, like the Bill Hader and Stefan thing they used to do. Where like John Mulaney, they'd write the bit, like the beginning of the bit, and then John Mulaney would finish it and not tell Bill Hader until he had to read it live. So that's what they would do. And there's one about MLK where Colin Jost is like, it was Martin Luther King Day, or as my grandma would call it, that day that uppity black guy got. Or some shit. It's like, and he's sitting there the whole time, like cringing, like I don't want to say this.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, and speaking of, that's not the only Super Bowl ad.
Yeah.
But did you have more to say about Falcon?
Was there another Super Bowl ad that you didn't write down here? Because I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I didn't write it down here because I learned about it today.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know if you've heard about DoorDash. Have you heard this story?
I know of DoorDash.
Okay.
It is
DoorDash,
a food delivery service that tries to be like, we're not like Uber Eats and skip the dishes. We're more for the little guy, but you're exactly the fucking same and also have so many data breaches.
Yeah. So DoorDash has had a Super Bowl ad. And
with
it was
Big
a
Bird.
Super Bowl. Yeah, with the Muppet, or with Sesame Street rather, and with
Daveed
Diggs, and so that ad is like, hey, you know, if you buy stuff from fucking DoorDash, we'll donate money to like the nonprofit that Sesame Workshop is, right? Like,
yeah,
because Sesame Street is owned by a nonprofit, I believe, or at least like,
they're owned by HBO now.
Right, but I think like they're connected to a nonprofit or whatever.
Which is some dog shit. HBO should put out Sesame Street for free.
I think they do still. Don't they?
Fucking better. They better keep that up because that was the whole thing with Sesame Street. It was supposed to be cable access programming available to underprivileged kids. Yeah.
But yeah, so like they do that ad saying like, you know, we'll donate donates money to the fucking nonprofits that Sesame Street supports.
Yeah.
And that's all well and good. And after the ad, they were like, wow, we've raised $1 million whole for the charity. Look at us. But the ad that they paid, the amount of money they paid for the ad to raise that $1 million for charity cost them $5.5 million to air. Not including the making of the ad and the licensing of the characters.
Yeah, that's always such like a questionable thing when someone's like, "Oh, look at this cool thing we're doing." It's like you could just donate the money, guys. Like,
so they spent at a bare minimum $7 million on an ad about how they raised $1 million for charity.
Wow. Good job, guys. That's some virtue signaling.
Now, the website that I saw this on immediately got doxxed. There was a website reporting this, got doxxed, and the Reddit thread had comments. As soon as negative to DoorDash comments were posted, they were report banned and deleted within 5 minutes.
Yeah. Because
DoorDash either hired trolls or had a bot network fucking attack the Reddit thread. So, maybe those bots will get on our video and report it on our podcast.
Yeah, maybe. Get some views.
Fuck DoorDash. Delete DoorDash off your phone.
I deleted DoorDash pretty early on because they would just like not stop fucking up with like leaking credit card information.
I mean, I still use Uber Eats even though I don't like Uber, but you know, I need to use one of them because like everything uses that nowadays.
Yeah, I like skip the dishes the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because they have a point system.
Well, Uber Eats has their like monthly thing.
Yeah,
that's a bunch of money.
That's them just being like, we don't want to pay. You don't want to pay our drivers, right? We don't either. Use Uber. We use Eats Pass or whatever the fuck they call it. Yeah. Well, speaking of bad pricing structures, Kingdom Hearts now on PC.
Hey, well, let's look at the way I have it here. First of all, it's good news. All of the Kingdom Hearts games, including the most recent one, are on PC now.
Yay!
That's great news.
Whoa! Awesome!
Now, bad news.
Oh,
they're Epic exclusive. Epic Game Store exclusive.
Oh, well, you know what? At least when you buy it through the Epic Game Store, you don't have to go through a secondary launcher. So it's not that bad, right? They bundled like all the old games together into one, and then like put 3 as a full price, though. Yeah.
No. So
what?
More bad news. Pretty much all the games are full price. By that I mean, okay, it's based on how it is on PS4. So let me just break it down for you.
Yeah.
So they have Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 remix. So now, though, on PS3, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 remix and Kingdom Hearts 2.5 remix, those are each kind of like 3 games bundled together, and they were both full price on PS3, but when they came to PS4, they came together as one full price game. Actually, slightly less than full price.
Yes, it was like $50. I bought it because I was trying to get into Kingdom Hearts, but I don't like Kingdom Hearts, so it was a waste of my money.
But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5, it was about $50-$60 here in Canada.
Yeah, it's 4 games.
It's 4 full games and 2 games that are cutscene compilations.
Yes, which is it's not bad, but the fact is there's
those
a
were
second
on.
part
It's
of
because they
this.
were on DS.
Yeah.
So on Epic Game Store, they're the same price they were at launch on PS4.
Yes.
Even though they launched on PS4 like 3 years ago.
Yeah, but there's a logic for PC stuff and like stuff when it gets ported is that it's available for the first time on this platform, so that's why it's this price.
Yeah, and then they did 2.8, which was released as a full price game. It's 1 old game, 1 new game, and then a
newer game.
Well, it was new at the time on PS4. Like
yes,
it was literally brand new. It was made for the collection. And then a brand new action. It's not a cutscene compilation, but it's like a mini movie that sums up like the beginning of the mobile game.
Okay.
So it's mostly new content. And so that was actually like a full price game. So $79.99 here in Canada, and on Epic Game Store it is the same. Even though, again, it came out like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they have Kingdom Hearts 3 plus DLC for just the price of a full price game, which is actually a significant discount.
Which, totally fine.
That's actually great.
That's a brand new game that came out within the last year. Putting that out as a full price, which
it
it's
came out
essentially
2019,
a game.
but yeah.
Okay, but it's essentially a Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, it's essentially a Game of the Year edition, and it comes with like the DLC was like big. It's like $30-$40.
Yeah, so that's a reasonable price.
That's
full
really
price
solid
game
savings.
of a modern game with their DLC. That's fine.
And then Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories came out in November for full price, and it's coming out on PC for in March for full price.
That's perfectly fine.
Totally
those
fine.
games, those last two that we just spoke about being full price games is totally
no problem
cool.
at all.
No
Even the
problem.
first two is somewhat reasonable. I understand why, and I think other people don't realize when we're talking about Japanese games coming to PC, literally be thankful it exists. Be thankful it's not fucking busted.
Yeah.
Japan hates PC. Like,
well, it's more like they don't
Yeah.
have a reason. Like PC is like so fringe in Japan. Like,
well, they
PC
think
is on the
it's-
same level as Xbox. It's like, oh, this is very niche.
It's
because
less.
why would you need it when you have a PlayStation, which is like the big boy, and
Yeah.
Nintendo, which is the classic boy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need anything else.
Well, and the impression in Japan until about like 2013 was that like the PC was for porn. Like, this is
The PC was for work.
working
Working
or
that
porn.
dick.
No, but yeah, like if it's a video game on PC, it's pornography. Like, that's what
Yeah,
it is.
it's that Fate game. It's that game
Yeah.
that made Fate into a franchise.
Yeah, or it's like the other porn visual novels. They're
Yeah.
only on PC, right?
But what we're getting at here the whole time with this whole breakdown of prices is the first two games should be one game. The first two options.
Well,
here,
let's talk about Kingdom Hearts, the all-in-one package for PS4.
which is the first two games. The
And
first two
three.
options here.
Hold on, the first 3 options here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it includes the DLC, so the first 2 3/4 options here, I guess, is more accurate. But the Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package is like $30.
I don't think that includes 3.
It does. Yeah, the all-in-one package includes 3.
There's no. Oh my god. You can get it new from EB Games for $39.99.
So $40 here. $40.
$40 for.
Does it come with Remind?
Let me see. Comes with Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, RE Chain of Memories, 358/2 days.
358 days over 2.
Recoded, Birth by Sleep Final Mix, Dream Drop Distance, HD, Kingdom Hearts X back cover. I don't know what that part means.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts key black cover.
0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, and then a bunch of extra shit, like includes 10 magical Kingdom Hearts experiences, travel to beloved Disney and Pixar world. Oh, that's just the descriptions of the game.
Okay, so it doesn't have Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, so you'd still pay an additional like $30 for the DLC.
So for $69.99,
Yep.
you can get the first 3 options there.
Yep.
On PS4. So this is straight up price gouging. I thought the all-in-one was the games that weren't 3, so
no.
This is too much.
Yeah. But again, do I get why? Yeah. I get it.
Mom, where are your slippers? What? Yeah, I know, I saw. Mom, I can't talk about it now, I'm busy. Okay, I'm back.
But yeah, so Epic exclusive and these being the prices that they are is kind of goofy. I'm not going to like defend it too hard, but on the other hand, you know, that's what you get. It's on fucking PC, bitch.
Yeah. PC the PC gamers are the most oppressed of all gamers. Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. Fucking play Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on fucking emulator if you're gonna be a bitch about it.
Yeah, straight. Don't fucking buy remasters anymore.
No, well, okay. The remakes, the version of these games on the PS4 are actually really in-depth, well done, better than emulation significantly by far.
That's fine. If it's
if you're going to bitch and moan about it, just fucking emulate it. I don't care. I don't want to hear you whining.
But don't pre-order remasters. Wait till a review comes out that tells you if they're actually good remasters.
Yeah, I mean, these Kingdom Hearts remasters are great.
Yeah, like, don't fucking...
Kingdom Hearts 1 is the game I've double-dipped the most, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. Because I have the original on PS2. I bought the PS3 remaster. I bought the special edition of 2.5, which comes with the 1.5 remaster. And then I have 1.5 plus 2.5.
Yeah, well...
I have this boy that came with my 2.5
well,
remaster.
Look at him. It's a little
heartless
friend. Heartless, that's what they're called. Yeah, well, don't buy it. Don't buy it on PC.
Yeah.
Or if you really want it, go fucking emulate it.
Or just buy it. Like, honestly, if you don't give a shit and you're like, well, I want to play it on my PC because, like, I don't have a PlayStation or an Xbox.
If you want to drop
a PS3 or a PS2.
$130 for something that's already been released in other ways.
If you don't have any other consoles and you want to play these games, and go ahead. Like they're good.
If you have a problem with emulation,
the value of these games. Like I paid this price for all of these games, so I'm not going to tell you that they're not worth that price. Like 1.5 plus 2.5 is worth $60 or whatever it is, $50. It's worth it. You can buy it. You're not going to be disappointed. Is it better that if you're on PS4, you can get that game and all the other games for $30? Yes, that is better. I would also recommend it for that price. But it's worth the original price, too. That's what I fucking paid.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate hearing people who play PC bitch and moan about bullshit. I have no patience for it.
Like what? What bullshit?
I'm gonna
Being
bitch and
fucking
moan about
guys?
Fucking Judgment. I'm gonna bitch and moan about fucking...
Who complains about Judgment?
They're like, oh, Judgment's not coming. It's like, you just got 8 fucking Yakuza games. Shut up.
But we want all of them. And like, Bloodborne's not coming but like, at least with some things, I don't care. I don't know where you're seeing people complain about Judgment. I'm in a Yakuza like shitposting group. No one has ever even cared that if they're on PC or not. But there is genuine
bitching and moaning about the PC ports for so
That's because Reddit is filled with a bunch of fucking assholes. Like, that's all. Yeah. Reddit is where you'll find like the worst PC elitists. It's like, I just want to play the game better. It's like, shut the fuck up. Go buy a PS4 then.
Yeah,
who cares? Oh, Persona 5's not on PC. Well, you don't want to sound like the people like Persona 5's not on Switch.
Yeah, like
I get it when it's annoying when like if Halo like Infinite doesn't come to PC, it's going to be pretty annoying because clearly the Master Chief Collection did great on PC. Why not bring it to other platforms?
Halo 5's not on there.
Yeah, but who cares about Halo 5? That game sucks.
But you need to play Halo 5 in order to get Halo Infinite. Don't you?
No, you don't. Nope.
Isn't it a direct
Halo
sequel?
Infinite is almost not really. You could play Halo 4 and then just be like, and then someone could tell you, be like, Cortana's the bad guy. Enjoy Halo Infinite.
Do you ever see Gravemind again? I'm gonna play Halo 3 at some point.
Gravemind is a big part of Halo 3.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Speaking of game developers being shitty to people,
CD Projekt
Red got pwned.
Got big hacked. They got cyberpunked.
Yeah, but in the cringiest way possible, where the guys fucking hit them with like a notes, like a Microsoft notepad, and was like, "You guys got pwned. If you don't reach out to us and get trained, we want some money. We're gonna leak all this stuff." And they're like, "No,
We're gonna leak the source code to, I think, Witcher 3, Gwent, and Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yeah, well, fucking do it. Who cares?"
Well, that's what their response is. Like, we're not gonna
Like,
give
what do you really gain from putting source code out there? Unless it's like Bethesda's, where it's embarrassing.
Well, no, it's more like, honestly, what all that's gonna do is make it easier to pirate the game, I think.
Whatever. It's like, I think CD Projekt Red is very aggressive about anti-piracy, but like, they just know if you're gonna pirate the game, you're gonna fucking figure out how to pirate the game anyways.
Yeah,
Like, it's
I mean,
it's inevitably going to happen. That first bit of sales is the sales that really fucking matter. And also, if people pirate the game now, they're gonna get a broken version of the game that they can't fucking update anymore. Like, just buy. Like, you're just gonna have to buy the game eventually.
I am glad I bought the disc version before they put any updates on the reprints of discs, because that means I could put it in my base PS4 and see it at like and force it to not update and see what it looks like if I wanted to.
Yeah.
That'd be so
But,
fucking funny.
Who cares? Just let them go. Let them do what they want.
Well,
Well, obviously, don't let them do what they want. But like, it's not like they have like some secret project they're trying to keep under wraps. It's like they've told you straight up what they're trying to do.
Maybe they do. You don't know.
And people have already like made their judgments. It's like what the worst thing they could do is like leak an internal email where like heads were like, "Hey, fuck this company, just release the game."
Honestly, like,
but we already know that happened.
I think the leakers should have leaked just like more information and stuff like that, like not like the source codes. It's just like, people are like, yeah, fuck hackers, and I'm like, I don't know, that I think hacking is fine or whatever. Like I don't think it's terrible. Like, they're not leaking private information, which, like, good on them. That's like, they're not leaking employee information. That shows that these people aren't like complete pieces of shit, right? So yeah, like, you know, hacking's fine sometimes. My favorite piece of knowledge about hacking is that the FBI can't hire hackers because you're not allowed to have to smoke weed if you work for the FBI.
Yeah,
and every like, hacker smokes weed.
Yeah,
which is funny because in my brain, hackers fucking snort Adderall. That's more of a hacker thing to me. Like, if we were playing Cyberpunk, I would have my hacker character. If I was NPC, like, DMing, my NPC would fucking whip out, like, a giant, like, turbo-sized thing of Adderall and just start fucking... All right, let's get in. Like, you know, that's what a hacker does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hackers are big drug boys.
Don't snort Adderall. I'm not recommending that you snort Adderall. It will get you really high, but
Let's do it.
I am legally not telling you to snort Adderall.
Yeah.
I am implying that if you do, it'll make you better at hacking, but I am not saying to do it. But it probably will make you better at hacking.
Maybe not. All right.
Well, Adderall's just a microdose of meth.
Moving on.
Yeah. It's week time, baby.
Yeah.
What'd you do this week, Ian?
I played only Yakuza 7.
Yeah? How was it?
One, I beat it. I was spectacularly over-leveled.
Nice.
Because once you hit level 60, that's it. That's the biggest challenge you'll get in the rest of the game. Even though, have you played it all?
I've played it a bit this week, yeah. But
where are you at now?
I am, God, fuck. Like, I've got everybody in my party now.
Okay.
And they're telling me to go to the lady's house that let me stay there. I'm still in Yokohama.
I think you're about to leave Yokohama.
I think I'm about to leave. Yeah, it feels like that's what's going on.
So, the fucking going back to when the game first came out, and someone was like, after chapter 12, pretty much every chapter you have to go up 5 levels. No, that's a lie. You have to, because at the point where you fight the 2 tough boys in chapter 12, they are like level 55, and then 2 chapters later, you fight original tough boy, and they are level 60. But the final boss of the game is also level 60.
Okay.
So I was under the impression that the game would be much harder than that at the end. So there is in the Kamurocho underground dungeon you can go into. On the second basement floor, there is an infested vagabond.
Okay.
All you have to do is put on like the Yakuza training gear and like a Tranquil Tengui or whatever the fuck. Like those things that double your XP, and go repeatedly. You go through 2 normal fights, which you can run away from, because when you run away from a fight in Yakuza 7, the enemies just despawn and you stay in the exact same spot. So you run away from them, go to the next fight, run away from them, walk to the fight that has the infested vagabond, and they only take 1 hit of damage for every hit. So you use like a character that has like a rapid, like a bunch of hits, like Jungi Han's fucking rapid shot move.
Yeah.
Which will take away all their health, and then you just chip away, and then you finish the fight. And if you have double XP for Ichiban, you will get 900,000 XP for that one fight, and you just repeat that. And I got to like level 80, like after doing that for like 20 minutes.
Bopped endgame.
Yep. There's the final boss has a ton of moves where it's just like you know how they do that charge thing where they get the big aura around them, and it's like, oh no, be prepared to guard because this move will fucking kill you instantly.
Yeah.
It would kill my other party members instantly, not Ichiban. I would take like 10 damage, and right before the fight, they give you like there's 3 silver safes, and they give you the most powerful armor in the game, which like has a full minus 10% to like your chest, legs, and head on each section. So you take minus 30% damage. And I'm also like 20 levels higher. And I'm like, I really wish they just fucking told me what level I would need to be, because I'm broken. It was so easy. And then like the final fight, because they have like the final fight of like the hard fight and then a cinematic final fight where it's Ichiban one-on-one against somebody.
His dad?
No. It was just very easy, but it was very good. It was well done. I enjoyed it.
That's good. The ending good?
It was kind of like... Yeah, great. It's a great story.
That's good.
Someone... I don't want to say it. It's a big spoiler. There's just something that happens, and I'm like, really? That's what you're going to do? That's dumb. And when you get there...
Adachi dies?
No. Oh, man. Adachi, at the end of the game, pulls, like, a based move. I love it. It's so good. Yeah. Oh, man. There's this fucking, like, cinematic parallel at the end of the game, and it's, like, beautiful.
Well, it makes sense, because, like, it's obviously the story is intentionally similar to Yakuza 1.
Yeah. So, like, and the final battle takes place in the Millennium Tower on the top floor.
Woo, baby!
But, like, you know how... or no, was it the top... Yeah, the fucking...
Yeah, you're on the roof, yeah.
Yeah, what was your girlfriend's name? Yuki?
Yeah.
No, was it?
It was something like that. Like
something
Yuki,
like that.
With
like
a
she had a bar on the top floor, but this time it's just like a nice fancy office, which I kind of miss. I like the bar fight setting a lot better, but yeah. And then once you beat the game, you get into Premium Adventure. you can go back into the Millennium Tower, and it is what they say it's the final dungeon. They call it the true final Millennium. No, they call it the final Millennium Tower. You go in and you fight the hardest bosses in the game, going through from like you fight.
So it's a boss rush.
Yeah, it's very powerful enemies between, and then you get to bosses, and then the last, once you fight on the first floor you fight Saejima, on like the third floor you fight Majima, and then after Majima it's like a very quick like area, and then you fight of one of the other bosses, and then the final boss is not Kiryu. Kiryu is the boss before, and on the final one is a callback to old Yakuza games. Like Yakuza 3 onward. And it's in the Kiwami games as well. And Zero.
Oh, Amon?
Yeah, it's Amon.
Yeah.
And he like apes Kiryu's fighting style and like has his own unique one as well.
Yeah.
But then when you beat him,
yeah,
I was pogging when I beat him because I was like, yay! That's the hardest achievement in the game. I haven't done.
I've never beaten him in any Yakuza game.
Oh, man. And then I got to and then you finish the final Millennium Tower, and they're like, damn, bro, you want to try the true final Millennium Tower now? Where when you go to enter it, you get a message that says, hey, by the way, all of your characters should be level 99. And you should have the best gear on, and your job ranks should be level 90 at least. And I'm like, no fucking way. Walked in with like a level 85 Ichiban and got one shot. Because it's not like the final boss is level 99. Everyone is level 99. So I've spent my whole fucking week grinding out because I'm like, I'm already so high and I have so many good shit. Because when I replay through the game, it's going to be like a replay through for the story. Like on the PS5 version, I don't want to fucking grind and get all these levels again. And I'll probably try and stick closer to like level 60 for the final boss so I can have a challenge. But like, oh man, I'm so close. My Ichiban is level 99 now. The rest of the party's like level 92. And I'm leveling up like all the jobs and shit.
Nice.
Yeah. And also, how familiar are you with Dragon Quest?
Not very.
Do you know of the Puff Puff?
Yeah, I found one of the Puff Puffers.
You found
Yakuza
one?
7.
Which one did you find?
The one in Yokohama.
No, there's 3 in Yokohama.
Okay, I found the one near the Survive bar.
Okay, that's the one that spawn. They are all random spawns, unlike in Dragon Quest, when it's like, oh, you just walk into an area and they're there. So that girl spawns pretty easily. There's another one in front of Wet Kitchen on Izuzaki Street. Yeah. Like there's a little underground pass you can go into, like where the subway is. Yeah. And she'll give you a good old honk for 50K.
Okay.
So then there's a third man in Yokohama. You can only interact with him after chapter 11. He has... to get them to load into the zone, you have to go through loading screens. For a straight hour, I was loading back and forth between... he's near the elections office and Kamurocho. I was traveling back and forth. I spent like 1,000,000 yen on taxis. Because there's also a rare spawn for the Honk Princess in Kamurocho. So I was running in between these people trying to get them to spawn for a full fucking hour.
It's so funny.
Because there's a trophy to reach all 5 of them. And then there's a Honk woman who she is in Sotenbori, but she doesn't have she's a rare spawn rate as well, but she has the easiest to figure out if she's there. Because there's like those little blue dots on the map that show if there's an NPC there or not.
Yeah.
If you take a taxi to South Shochifuku Street or whatever the fuck, you get out of the taxi and she is like right there on the mini map and you can see if she's there or not. So, oh man, it took so long, but that's like the last RNG thing I have done. So like all I have, what I have to do is get my personality stats maxed out, and beat the true final Millennium Tower. And I got 15 days to do it. So, and I'd like to get it done before Persona 5 Strikers comes out.
And before Near Replicant.
When's that come out?
March.
Yeah, but my timeline is March.
Yeah.
Because PS5 version will be out.
That too. Yeah.
And
I'm
who
just
knows,
saying.
it might just wipe my save without my consent.
There's like a bunch of games coming out that I'm like, fuck. Yeah, because like Near.
What's Golden Week?
Golden Week. God, it's May, isn't it?
This year it starts in April. April 29th and it ends on May 5th. Yeah, so I thought maybe they're trying to get these games out so like gamers have the time off to go and play them.
Well, that's probably why Persona 5 Strikers is out there.
Well, it's been out for like a year.
Oh, right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Stupid.
But Nier Replicant is getting a universal release.
Yeah. Nier Automata got a mostly universal release.
Yeah.
Oh
wow, it's like a full year apart from the English release date. It came out on February 20th, 2020. And like Persona 5 Strikers comes out on like the 21st.
Yes.
Oh, the 23rd. Yeah. So, Nathan.
Yep.
What'd you do this week?
I did some dumb bullshit.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I talked about The Last Ronin last week. First of all, I was really dumb.
Yeah.
So you know how you looked it up and it was like, oh, is this who The Last Ronin is? And I was like, no, it's not that. I was like, I wonder why it said that. And I fucking reread the end of it. And I literally fucking, my eyeball, I read it at like fucking 1 a.m. on my computer when I read it. And literally, it was a thing where it was like, I imagined a comma in there. It was like, who were you talking to, name? And my brain was like, oh yeah, she's saying, who were you talking to, name? Like, suggesting this name. And I was like,
no.
Yeah, no, I'm like, they've confirmed it's at least not that name. It can't be that one. And I was no, they literally just said, it has to be that one. So yeah, it is that character. So watch out if you Google The Last Ronin, because it's going to spoil the comic for you. But yeah, me reading that made me go, yo, I should check out that 2003 series that I grew up with. And so I watched like the first 3 episodes of it, and it's good. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun show, dude. You should watch it.
Oh, yeah.
It's all available on YouTube.
Nostalgia.
It's all available on YouTube. And when I say it's all available on YouTube, I mean you should go to YouTube and buy the individual episodes of the show legally. And not, what I'm not saying is that multiple different channels have uploaded it on YouTube because it's not on any other streaming service and the DVDs aren't very readily available. I'm saying buy it on YouTube, not watching it for free. Okay, that's crimes.
Big crimes. It's illegal to steal things.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. I like that show. I think it kind of exists in this middle ground between Batman the Animated Series and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay, sure.
It has like a more anime style, is what I kind of am implying.
Weeb.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a cool show, man. I might watch more, I might not, but it's cool. I still think I should, if I was going to get in, I would read the IDW comics. Because they're supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I really don't know. I don't really fuck with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just Secrets of the Ooze.
Wait, that's not even the good fucking movie.
You are so wrong. Secrets of the Ooze is the best one.
No, the first one's the best one.
The first one doesn't even have Vanilla Ice in it.
The second one doesn't have Casey in it.
So it has that brown kid. Yeah, it's in your dreams. Yeah, but in my dreams, I'll dream of something a little thinner.
That's like the fucking most messed up line.
Oh, I fucking love that movie. I think it's so good. I think Secrets of the Ooze is better. At least I didn't say fucking
movie.
Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time isn't the name of that movie.
What's it called?
It's just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Sometimes with the subtitle Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time is the video game. TMNT 4 Turtles in Time.
But it sometimes has the subtitle for the movie Turtles in Time. You are correct. You are right that it is called TMNT 3. Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. But sometimes it is acceptable to say Turtles in Time.
But that's only due to people misremembering that because that's the name of the video game.
Who cares?
But it's just, we shouldn't disgrace the Turtles in Time name because the video game's really fucking good and the movie sucks dick. Turtles 3 is the worst live action Ninja Turtles movie. It's worse than the Michael Bay ones.
Yeah, the Michael Bay ones have like some comedy to them that people enjoy.
Yeah, also Krang's in one of them, I think.
Definitely not in 2. Oh, you meant in? Oh no, he's in 2, in the Michael Bay one. That's where Krang is.
Yeah.
Fucking but
Will Arnett.
Yeah, is that guy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze. The worst part about that though is it's the creatures they create are not Bebop and Rocksteady, just like a rip off of them.
Taka and Razor.
Yeah, and they're the babies. Oh yeah, that's he's fucking.
The movie's
stupid.
fucking dumb. The first one's cooler. It's like a lot more like, like in 2, Mikey never uses his fucking nunchucks.
They don't like use their weapons like at all in 2.
At all in 2, but in the first one they do.
Yeah.
And the first one they have the fucking trench coat bit, and that's funny.
Yeah.
Although I will say the opening of 2 is really fun.
Yeah. There's something enjoyable about them. All right. That's cool that you watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 23?
03.
2003?
Yeah. I heard the newer ones are cool too.
What, the new shows?
Yeah, the Nick.
That like
the 3D one.
Yeah, I've heard that they're good too. I've watched some like clips. It seems it's like they do that like fucking animation thing that happens a lot more in modern times, where it's like there's like beautifully animated scene, and then they like literally like click and drag them away. Like I think there's a part where like Donnie falls over, and they literally just go like, they just like boop. And he goes, oh no, I'm falling. But he's like in the same pose he was standing in before.
That's funny.
They're definitely more like kids in the new one, which I think is also a good part of the Michael Bay ones. Is they feel like teenagers.
Yeah, there's that great scene in the first one where they beatbox in the elevator.
Yeah, and then they're like being real rowdy, and honestly, they probably should have fucking been a little more careful because they're like 300 pounds each.
Yeah, in those movies, they're way too fucking big.
They're fucking huge. Oh, that's another thing in the new animated show is they're all different turtles.
Yeah, they're differently sized. In the 03 show, they're all kind of slightly different colors. Yeah,
like Donatello is like a soft-shelled turtle. So like all the rest of the boys will like defend shit with their back, and he'll like face it head on. And Raphael, I think, is like a snapping turtle. He's massive compared to the rest of them.
People hate it. Like the Toxic Losers hated it.
Because they're like, oh, it's too kiddie, and it's like it's not like it's fucking Teen Titans Go Kiddie. Like it's still the show. There's still value in like the action, and there's like an ongoing story. It's not like
the 03 TMNT show keeps the Daredevil reference.
The Foot Clan being a parody.
Well, Foot Clan's a parody of the Hand, but like the Daredevil reference is that when how the TMNT got powers is like there's a truck hurtling down and the truck like crashes and ooze falls out and drips down into the sewer, and you know hits the turtles and the rat Splinter, but the instance where the truck crashes, like in the comics, is supposed to be a reference to Daredevil, because when Daredevil's a kid, you know, Matt Murdock saves an old man who's like crossing the street and that truck's gonna hit him, and then some of the ooze in the truck splashes on Matt Murdock's eyes. And they sort of keep the reference in the 2003 show by having it be like a kid saves an old man, and that's what causes the truck to crash, which is really cool.
Good monologue.
Did you hear it at all?
Timed. I did, yeah. I was peeing, and like you, nice. Like as soon as you like were like slowing down, I was like, I can stop peeing now. Man, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll watch like the new TMNT show after I'm done at Adventure Time.
Watch the 03 one.
I don't really have that much nostalgia for it, and I do kind of enjoy how they do like the new show.
Well, I'm not even saying just out of nostalgia. That's what I'm not telling you to watch the fucking 80s Teenage Mutant
Ninja Turtles. Chuck Lorre did the song for this.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna go make 2.5 Men now. Turtle power.
I'm talking about like watch the 03 one because it's like actually really cool. Like it takes a few eps for you to get it, but like it has that like it's not quite as I'm not saying it's quite as good as Batman or Avatar, but it feels like it's part of that like artistic revolution of that time. You know what I mean? Like it's in there. You know, it has it's got really cool aesthetic stuff. The fights are pretty fun, and I love the theme song. Feels like a Power Rangers theme song. It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 turtles. They're like no other turtles. 3 teenage brothers turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun. Watch out for Shredder.
Yeah,
it's also the closest to the comic books of all the adaptations.
Ew, comic books, nerds.
They were originally a comic. They all had red. All 4 of them had red because it was a black and white comic.
Yeah.
Why are you making a face?
Imagine you were attracted. You like admitted you were attracted to fucking 6ix9ine.
Gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, brave of you to come out about it right now.
Not me. Don't you dare. Not me. I fucking hate that man. His music is bad. He looks like shit. So,
I mean, if you admitted it before
time?
That was a thing people knew. I'm just like, that's fine. Like, that's whatever. Before that was a thing we all knew. But to admit it after is not good.
I saw this fucking... the tweet I just saw was in regard from Rex Testarossa. Fucking... It said someone retweeted the video and said, "Why am I attracted to him?" And he responded with, "That's something you should ask a therapist, not Twitter."
That's funny.
Yeah. All right, speaking of classic TV shows.
WandaVision, baby.
WandaVision, the Malcolm in the Middle episode.
Yeah.
I literally can't think of anything like that has that sort of that style of opening.
It's fully supposed to be Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah. Yeah. Halloween episode, the one we've been waiting for.
Yes. First of all, outfits on fucking point.
Was it the tidy whities before in like the actual suit, because he was wearing briefs, like those yellow briefs this time?
Yeah, it was the what, like the Vision outfit, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's wearing like basketball shorts.
They look like fucking boxers.
They're longer.
Oh, well, 90s boxers.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, he's wearing. But in the comics, of course, it's the classic like little fucking underwear, spandex outside of a suit, and like, say what you will
it is
about
basketball shorts.
Everybody talks shit. Say what you will about it. Superman, where it's just the belt is red and he's not wearing the red like thing, looks fucking naked. He looks like he looks naked when it's blue. It does not look right.
Yeah.
It's part of my problem with
Wanda had her bobbies out this episode.
Yeah. Well, she kind of always does. Her normal outfit also has it out.
It does. I don't know. It's just something about
everybody,
like,
and it's
girl.
fucking annoying because she like obviously she was like that was the thing she didn't want to do in the other outfit is that it's basically a one-piece bathing suit where your legs can be exposed and like and bob, and like she was like I don't but then they put her in she's like the only Avenger whose outfit shows cleavage. And it's like she was like kind of complaining about that for a while.
It depends on like sometimes Black Widow has her like little suit a bit more undone, but I don't think that happens in modern. Like it's been a long time
to see that in the movies. But but like this outfit's great, and I want her to continue to wear it because it's like at the very least it's a more iconic superhero outfit than the fucking one she normally wears.
Yeah. Also, the fucking what did she do?
She called it
what was the? Yeah, she called it a Sokovian fortune teller.
Fortune teller.
Yeah.
Listen, we needed an in-universe explanation, and there it is.
Yeah, so Sokovian fortune tellers just walk around looking hot as hell.
And Vision is dressed up as a lucha libre because
she has a thing.
Has a thing for lucha libre, which is a very funny joke. I wonder if we're gonna keep that. If that's going to be a joke people make in future films. So I think that's funny.
Yeah.
And of course we've got Uncle P.
Uncle Pietro.
He dresses up as Quicksilver.
Yeah, he's very aware of what's going on here.
He's a lot more aware than you'd expect.
Yeah.
He and then of course
just speaks like you're doing this.
Then of course Wiccan and Speed. Wiccan wears his outfit. Speed just dress up as Quicksilver.
Yeah. He was. It was fun. But you know what fucking bothered me about Evan Peters like the whole time?
What?
He just sounded like fucking Adam Scott from Parks and Rec.
Did he?
There's something about the way he was talking. I was like, why does it just keep sounding like Adam Scott's here?
Yeah, but when he put on the accent a bit more thick, the Jersey.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
What happened to your accent? What happened to your accent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vision went around and lied to Wanda and decides to go do Mysterious. And turns out Wanda operates like an old fucking video game where if you're if you're not close enough to the character, you just stop existing and stop doing work.
But except the real people. And that woman is stuck in that loop. And she's just stuck doing it.
She just won't fucking stop.
The one tear down the face.
Yeah.
Spooky. But interestingly, Agnes could talk and move. Even though she was right on the outskirts. And
she was I like Agnes was definitely lying about like she's acting there.
There's she knows something that she's not saying for sure.
And then when she probably has seen Vision do that thing to the other guy, so she decided to play a character of herself where she's like, "Oh shit, I'm trapped in here too, totally." It's like, yeah, but you're the only one who talks.
But then why the witch laugh? Then why the witch laugh?
Because she was dressed as a witch.
I mean,
I don't know.
Agatha Harkness. I mean, the witch outfit. Like they know what they're doing. We know it's Agatha.
Yeah, she's too in control of herself. Also, I feel like she placed herself at that point, knowing that that's where it's supposed to be like really weak. Because then when he kept walking, like she told the boys never to go past Ellis Avenue.
Yep.
And so
Named
she's
after
there.
either President Ellis or Warren Ellis.
Yeah, so she's like she gets trapped there specifically so that Vision will be like, "Oh, okay, let me try walking out." And his body starts getting violently torn apart as he tries to leave.
Help the people.
Yeah, fucking what a stupid military man once again. You weren't there when you got booped away. You don't know what it's like. Fucking dumb bitch.
I guess you're not smart enough to do the job that you were in front of me for, you little piece of shit. That character fucking sucks. He's an ass.
Oh yeah. All he is fucking military man that just sucks and is annoying.
So you know the end of this, right? Like from in my brain, because we know Far From Home happens after this.
Yeah.
So the world can't end in this show. But in Far From Home at the end, they're at that like space station. I still think that could be a sword space station, but like because Hayward was saying we're focusing more on robotics, and that's probably why they were taking Vision apart. But
to see how to make robots.
Monica wants to be space, right? And she was next in line instead of him to be in charge of Sword. So I think by the end of this show, that's probably what's going to happen. He's going to be dead or gone, and she's going to be in charge and go, let's build that space station that Nick Fury was on at the end of Far From Home.
I feel like, honestly, I kind of feel like that space station is not of human origin. It's like the Skrulls and Sam Jackson. Like,
there are a lot of Skrulls on that spaceship, but there's also a lot of hexagons.
Is that the Sword? I'm saying, like, it's probably affiliated with Sword, but I think that Sam Jackson is, like, alone up there. I think he's already up there post, like, this movie, like, this show. Or, like, during the show. He's, like, already gone up there. Because if he wasn't, and he's clearly a part of Sword, why wouldn't he be down here, or why wouldn't he have, like, interacted with Monica Rambeau at all when she came back? I think he's just already off planet.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, my vibe is that, like, nobody mentions it in this show.
Yeah.
And they said, like, specifically they haven't done any astronaut shit in a while. Which makes me think, you know, either that's not Sword and it's completely unrelated, or it is and it gets built between here and Far From Home. Which is like 8 months, so...
Yeah, they gotta be cool. I don't know. They just got like. Do you think? Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
So, here's my vibe.
Yeah.
Those kids have superpowers now.
Yes.
They are somehow, like, I think, being inside. I really think this is going to lead to this is how they're going to bring in mutants, because those kids have powers.
Yes.
Like, she can't really emulate Quicksilver's powers with it, so I think she has used her powers to gift those children Quicksilver, because she's like, oh, this kid's like my brother, like he's behaving like my brother would, so I'm gonna give him my power. And then she probably felt like jealous after she did that. She's like, the other kid doesn't have any powers, so I'll give him. I'll give Wiccan like mind powers like she has, and she'll give Tommy. I don't know which is which anymore, to be honest.
Tommy is speed, and
yeah,
Billy
she gave
is
Tommy speed
Wiccan.
and was like, "Oh, Billy should have a power too, or else it's not fair. So I'll give him my brain stuff." And also they said Monica Rambeau, her DNA is all fucked up because she was inside of there.
Well, it's not specifically from being inside. It's from passing through the barrier.
Yeah, so maybe if she passes through the barrier, maybe she passes through again, she'll get superpowers.
We know for a fact that she probably will.
Yeah, do you think she'd get like some mutant power or Captain Marvel power?
She was the first female Captain Marvel in the comics before her name changed to Photon and then Spectrum. Her powers are like that she can kind of change herself and other energy. Like, honestly, it depends on how they want to do it. Are they going to do it like how a good comic writer writes, where it's like she has this like weird molecular changing power, which is fucking super wild? Or are they going to do it like somebody does when they don't know that character and they just want her in the background, and then she just shoots energy beam?
Well, her current power thing is she has like an energy form, so I guess the photon powers.
Yeah, well, she's Photon. Yeah, that's like
Maybe that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're setting her up to be called Photon because that was her mom's call sign in Captain Marvel, and that was referenced in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just sucks
sure
because
she's
she
gonna have
was
some fucking.
in the comics. She was the first woman to be Captain Marvel, and she was the second person overall to be Captain Marvel, whereas Carol was like the fourth.
Yeah, and also her like old husband or her brother or something was the original.
No, Marvel was the original Captain Marvel, who was a dude.
And then what?
I think
Whatever.
Was she dating him, or did they just know each other? Because she was Ms. Marvel, and then she became Captain Marvel eventually.
Yeah. I don't know. Fucking these things have been going on for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know this actress is going to show up in Captain Marvel 2 along with the actress playing Kamala Khan in the show. So we're gonna see them show up in that movie.
We got tons of stuff going on.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Jimmy Woo in this ep.
Yeah,
Continue
kicking
and Darcy,
ass.
And Darcy. And
no,
Monica.
Darcy kind of okay. Well, Darcy. Like in that part when there's like the little fight, Darcy's just going like, "Oh shit!" and Jimmy Woo is just cracking fucking skulls everywhere.
Yeah, Jimmy and Monica are both like, "Bam, bam," and Darcy's like, "Why didn't you could have said something to say that there was a fight starting?"
Jimmy Woo is very fuck. I'm sorry to say, it's like there's this part in Fast and the Furious 7 where Ludacris's character is like touted as this like nerd who doesn't like. He's a hacker man. He's a hacker man and a mechanic. So, like, there's a part where, like, this bodyguard starts to, like, walk up to him. He's, like, about to fight him. And he, like, knocks him out in, like, one fucking move. So, like, this dude who was, like, big nerd, comic relief kind of guy just gets in a fight. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like Jimmy Woo. He is an FBI man. He would know how to fight in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we had that other line earlier where Hayward says, "Oh, I bet they miss you back at Quantico." And Jimmy Woo just says, completely straight-faced, "Not really, sir. Softball season's over."
Everything he says is
so
such
good.
a joke. But I respect it.
Yeah.
Like, he's not like a character.
I'm sure he is the best softball player in the FBI.
Yeah. Like, he takes time to learn little weird shit, like the close-up magic. Yeah.
So funny.
The man tries his best.
Honestly, I'm so glad he gets to be in, like, an actually good Marvel project
I want him to fucking continue on as a character. Randall Park is
this
so
show to
fucking funny.
Yeah. I want to see, like, him and Darcy and Monica have their own show, like Agents of S.W.O.R.D. or whatever. Like, do it.
Yeah, but, like, don't do, like, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing where you do, like, everything's a big fucking... Or here's my beef. Here's what I could say could happen. Yep. Reverse House of M happens. The thing we say every fucking week.
More mutants.
Yeah. So that happens, and maybe it gets to like the size of New Jersey or some shit. Because clearly, Vision gets outside of the barrier at one point in the episode,
and the barrier gets big.
And Wanda goes like, "I need to get him back in the barrier, or else he's going to disintegrate and fall apart." So she makes the barrier bigger, but much bigger, and it starts to absorb all the people around. So what if everyone who gets inside the barrier, like the barrier keeps growing and growing, the people who get inside, when she closes the barrier, will end them up having mutant powers. And
I think Here is my thing where I don't think they'll end up doing it like that.
Okay, well, let me just my hypothetical world where it does happen. Now there is a show about Jimmy Woo, who also would have. Actually, he's not in the barrier, but he'll probably have to go
him
inside.
And Monica escape. I bet Monica's going to go back in, and she's going to be the only one that gets
Monica
powers.
absolutely has to go back in, because why else would you bring it up?
Yeah. They're like, if you go in one more time, it could give you superpowers, maybe.
Yeah, Kat Dennings is going to get superpowers. I hope actually she does not. That would not be good. So
I think she's more fun the way she is.
Yeah, as a human, like, assistant. Like, assist her. You know what I mean. She
a
she helps out.
doctor.
She's the
Yeah.
woman in the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but like they have to go around and have to like figure out like mutant stuff and help people out, like control, like do their powers, and it's just like a whole comedy thing about being like, your powers to explode? Let's not. Let's don't do that.
Maybe they could adapt the worst X-Men ever comic.
Yeah. It's just they go around and like investigate and like maybe make like a
Did you ever hear about that
registry.
comic?
Yeah,
The worst X-Men ever? Yeah, where he has the power to explode once and then he dies.
Yeah. You have the power to explode. Neat. Once. What?
Then you die.
Yeah.
It's a good book. It actually comes around. You're like,
Yeah.
by the end, he's done it. He's saved the day.
Yeah.
Also, like that more dramatically played one where the guy has the mutant power of he's just radioactive and physically toxic, and he kills a bunch of people in his town by accident. And then Wolverine has to murder him.
Bummer. Why'd you gotta do that, Wolverine?
Yeah, the guy literally was like,
Yeah, I know.
My power is to give everyone around me super cancer, and I can't control it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying this show still.
Yeah. So we got
love the
3 more
comedy.
episodes here.
Yeah, love the word naughty on Catherine Hahn's butt in the opening of this episode.
That is funny. I saw
so
a
funny.
very similar bit to that on Twitter today where someone was like, it was the scene from Marriage Story. You know the one. The meme.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up, and it was like, every day I see that people are romanticizing 90s, like early 2000s fashion. And then when he turns around to smack the wall, his ass says juicy and like in those fucking pants. And I'm like, why did I see these back to back? Yeah.
Every day I wake up and I wish you were dead. That's a great scene. I know it became a meme, but it's actually a really well acted scene.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I didn't see the movie.
It's great. A good movie, dude. It's great.
Yeah.
There's a reason people like it, and it's
Yeah.
too bad that fucking it's too bad that like that's like a fucking incredible performance from both actors, and yet fucking God, what's the guy's name? My brain's just it's gone.
Adam
Driver. It's too bad Adam Driver had to go to every award show last year and watch Joker win with Joaquin Phoenix's like really just meh performance in that movie.
But it's like method.
It's like Adam Driver like, maybe I'll win this one, and the Golden Globe goes to Joker.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get the Oscar, and the Oscar goes to Joker. It's like, seriously, dude.
You got me on like a brain train right now. So last night we found out that David Ayer did rewrites of Fast 4.
Yeah.
And also, the only reason why Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is in Fast 5 is because a fan named Jan Kelly said to Vin Diesel, "I'd love to see you and The Rock in something together," and they made it happen. Originally, cool. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character was supposed to be played by Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh.
Yeah. And we were, and after we watched the movie, I'm like, could you even imagine Tommy Lee Jones going like, I love my dessert first? Guy tells him all the news. He's like, no, give me the veggies. But I think the character was.
I can. That's literally written for him. Actually, now that you think about it,
I think
think about an extremely serious actor saying that line. Like that's a comedy bit. No, that's a joke.
Maybe.
Like it's
also actually David Ayer was a comedy guy around this time, wasn't he?
Probably. I don't know.
Because
Ayer, the thing I know Ayer from is like he did Fury and End of Watch and shit like that. Like pretty serious crime shit. Hashtag release the Ayer cut.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot. So he did Suicide Squad. He was. I'm confusing him with
Todd Phillips,
Joker guy. Yeah.
Todd
who did the Hangover movies and was like, hey, can't be offensive anymore.
Well, I switched to doing this dramatic film.
Oh,
like
Ayer
really
also did the screenplay for Fast and Furious 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Fast and Furious 4, he's uncredited, but he did rewrites for 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Honestly, surprising that like by the time you have a name that they don't credit you for a rewrite.
I
Like,
think
I know-
they just called him in and he was like, this is my original vision.
No, if you rewrite, if you write more than half of a movie, they have to credit you. But if you're just doing a rewrite or a punch up, they don't. But like, it's funny because when you find out some of the names who like do the punch ups and the rewrites for certain big movies, you're like, if they credited this person, they probably would have gotten some more asses in the seat.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the jokes in Doctor Strange were done by Dan Harmon.
But no one said that it was done by Dan Harmon.
No, he did a punch up, and it's like, that might have grabbed somebody, or like a lot of the jokes in Black Panther, like there was a punch up done by Donald Glover to that movie.
Yeah, I think
Confirmed,
I know
by
about
the way, that the what are those joke was him. Like that's Donald Glover.
The worst joke.
You can tell it's him, and B, it's not the fucking worst joke. Everybody was being a bitch. The movie takes place in 2016.
Yeah.
Like, it came out 2018. It happens in 16. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see more from WandaVision. I don't know. Do you think Pietro's Pietro?
Since like they did the similar thing that what like they did with Wanda, or well, no, what they did with Vision, I think she is reanimating him somehow.
But it's a different man.
Yeah, maybe she's like, or yeah, maybe that might have just been in her head. Because actually, Vision left the barrier, and he didn't look like the corpse anymore.
Well, which means that her magic can actually change reality.
Yeah, so
Right.
I think I'm sure it's gonna piss off some people because I know there's a lot of people who talk shit on Marvel like not actually having real consequences at the end of the day. But I think Vision will be like reanimated as like he'll be alive after this.
Maybe they'll do the thing where he's like silver, like where he's like all white in the comics.
Maybe. You know what I thought was funny?
What?
That when I realized like halfway through, or like when Paul Bettany's walking around like that cul-de-sac near Ellis Avenue.
Yeah.
And
That
I
he's
was
not
like,
wearing the Vision makeup. It's
He's
just
not wearing
red.
the Vision makeup. He has a red face. He painted his face red. And I was like, why wouldn't the Vision just go with the normal Vision face? And I was like, wait, that means Paul Bettany would have to sit for more makeup instead.
Yeah. Also in the comics, he does have just an all red face,
Yeah.
so it's more accurate.
What if? Okay, hear me out. So Paul Bettany, Robot Man created from Jarvis.
Yes.
Now there is
And
another
Ultron.
robot. There is another AI and there is another AI still out and about in Peter Parker's suit,
Karen?
voiced by Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah.
What if the U.S. government somehow gets a hold of Peter Parker's AI? What's her AI? Tuesday?
No, Karen.
Karen. Oh, bad name. What if they somehow get a hold of Peter Parker's
You're
AI,
thinking.
Karen,
You're thinking
and
of
they
the
make
female. You're thinking of the female AI that Iron Man has. Who's
I thought
named
Iron
Friday.
Man. I thought Iron Man had Friday and Peter had Tuesday for some reason. That's
No.
it. So
Fri-
what if they make another Vision body, and Vision leaves Wanda after this because she became manipulative and bad, and they make a new robot based off of that AI, and
And they
Paul
do the
Bettany gets
Vision
to-
storyline.
But
And they
Paul
do the
Bettany
Tom
gets-
King Vision.
But Paul Bettany gets to act against his wife now instead of against another woman.
Yeah, and they do the Tom King Vision where Vision and he makes an entire family.
Yeah.
And then it's the really good comic where all the fucked up shit happens in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kidding. It's too similar to this because it was an inspiration.
It would
for
just be
this
the
show.
same fucking show again.
It's not the exact same because that show's
Yeah.
more about like they have real neighbors and they deal with like, I told you like they deal with discrimination, and then Vision has that great speech where he's like 35 times I've saved your life, every breath, every time your heart beats, every time
Yeah.
you take a breath. Like
Jennifer Connelly looks so fucking good.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I really like this show. I do want to shout out, contributing to my Mephisto theory, Pietro does call the kids demon spawn, which they are in the comics.
Also, what he fucking he's just so self-aware of the environment they're in the whole time. And I think
Your
that's really
dead
funny.
husband can't die twice.
Yeah.
That's the thing that makes me think he's not Pietro, because it's like such a actually terrible thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like Pietro's a good guy. Like, he wouldn't say this shit. Obviously, in the comics, I know he's like a huge asshole.
Yeah, just in the story we have him with now, he's not that big of an asshole.
Yeah, but also the thing that's really interesting is if this is the version of him from the X-Men universe, obviously his name's Peter in that universe.
Yeah.
And on top of that, his backstory and character personality is nothing like Pietro from the comics and is more like Speed. He's, especially the goggles, actually, is also Speed wears goggles, but Quicksilver doesn't.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
What?
Sorry, not related to this at all. The open beta for Strive is only on
PS5?
Yeah, PS4 and PS5.
That makes sense. That's their main customer base.
Yeah. Also, I think they're doing cross-platform.
That would be cool.
Which would be nice, because you're going to get it on PS5. I'm going to get it on PC. So it'd be fun to like play against each other. Also, you know what we could do on PC as well?
What?
It's not nearly as good because they have rollback netcode, but Parsec.
Yeah.
And we could get because George has never played. And we can I can pop it open and we can use Parsec and we could be like, hey, come check out the game. Use like Emily's laptop, or he has 2 laptops, I think, one for work and one for personal.
One for pleasure.
Actually, no, he has one. It's both. It's not like Shauna's thing where she only has the work one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry to fucking change topics there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. If you're not watching WandaVision and you're listening to us spoil it, first of all, how dare you?
What the fuck? Go watch it.
Second of all, you should actually watch it. It's a very good show. It's very different from every other Marvel thing out there. And I like that. I want to see them take more risks, especially now that they have basically
and especially since
blanche.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is just going to be Marvel movie next.
It's going to be normal. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm also excited for Loki. Loki looks fucking cool.
Loki, I think, is going to be another one that's not the same. Like it's going to be a little more different.
Weird.
I can't wait for Thor: Love and Thunder.
That looks great.
With Thor dressed up as fucking Terry Bogard.
Yeah. Worst Chris showed up to film for that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because if you remember at the end, the last time we saw Thor, he was hanging out with the Guardians.
Yeah. Which I figured I actually was surprised that they did that, because that just means their time hanging out is going to be so off camera.
Yep, because it's going to be right at the beginning of the next one.
I got this shiny ass forehead because this fucking light.
Yeah. At the beginning of the movie, Thor's gonna leave the Guardians.
It's gonna be like, this was fun, but you guys are boring, and just leaves. Or maybe
I'm really excited for what storyline they're basing it off of because of the Gore the God Butcher stuff.
You know what I think would be funny?
I feel like Taika's not gonna handle it super well.
You know what I think would be fun? This movie's gonna be a fucking rom-com.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? And Gore the God Butcher is actually really good writing.
Yeah. No, I feel like you know what I think would be a really funny opener?
What?
If they tried to do a Guardians of the Galaxy 2-esque opening with them about to fight. Yeah, but then Thor just shows up and finishes the job too quickly with fucking Stormbreaker. And then they just go yeah, you're making our job easier, but honestly, man, we don't want you part of the crew anymore.
According to Drax, though, there are 2 types of people: those who dance and those who don't dance.
And Drax is one who don't.
Drax and Gamora don't. Groot does.
Gamora kind of dances.
Does she? I don't know.
She dances with Peter at the end of the first movie.
Right.
And then she kind of vibes to music when they're playing it. It's just Drax is the only one who sits there and goes
Do you know if Thor does or doesn't?
I would say Thor does. Absolutely. Thor's a partier.
Yeah, you know what? Thor plays fucking Fortnite.
Thor plays Fortnite and gets drunk with the boys.
Yeah.
And that, and then he threatens to kill fucking 12-year-olds across the planet. He's Thor is a party machine. That's why did you see that fucking thing where the reason
there's
why
also
I
a
called him
rumor
Terry Bogard?
There's also a rumor that Deadpool is a new Master 69 from Endgame.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
There is a what I think would be good is Thor is like trying to get back with Jane in 4, but she's like now super serious and shit because she's also the god of thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that fucking scene that someone leaked a scene of him like DJing. It was like a screenshot, like a picture they caught from far away. It's like Thor with like his luxurious locks back, and he's like wearing this fucking like red cutoff vest. And someone said like, "Damn, Terry Bogard really hit the fucking like hit it bad." I don't know. It was so dumb.
I'm trying to find it now.
I just searched Thor 4 leaks. Yep, here it is. Found it. Oh, I think this is a scene with Chris Pratt.
Okay, so throw it down.
Here you go. Look, there's Terry Bogard.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, very similar.
Very similar.
And
Nice.
I didn't see that one before, but that's definitely Chris Pratt, right?
Yeah, that's
Like
Chris
on the
Pratt
right?
right behind him.
Yeah. So I'm excited for this movie, especially since Taika did such a good job with Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, man, totally.
Yeah.
This movie's gonna be pretty good. I'm more being like, fuck, I've read up on the Gore the God Butcher shit, and it's super cool.
Damn. We're like still a full year away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2022.
We got Black Widow, we got the Eternals, which will be pretty cool.
That's the one Kumail's in, right?
Yeah. It's based
Prismo.
on it's very based on like Jack Kirby and Neil Gaiman.
Oh
and
man.
stuff. Yeah.
There's a fucking episode of Adventure Time that like did a real quick like fuck me up moment
Yeah.
where like Prismo's dead. Like he gets killed by the Lich.
Yes.
And then fucking they did a joke where where Jake goes into like this time area to revive Prismo, and he's stuck in a time loop, and Prismo like pulls Jake he forces Jake into a position where he has to become Prismo and like gets locked in the bed, and then Finn goes in after Jake, and Prismo from the past pulls Finn aside and said, "I need you to go wake up Jake, but then in a future timeline prevent yourself from waking up Jake again so that Prismo will still exist." And then in that version he like walks up behind Finn, like alternate reality Finn goes, "Hey," and that Finn goes, "What?" It just like explodes and becomes a sword, and then the Jake lying in bed just morphs into Prismo, and I was like, stop it.
And then he gets the
I'm
Finn
an
sword.
adult and this is too much. Yeah.
Yeah. I just realized how long this pod has gone because
It's fine.
We love bullshitting.
It's gotta get to going. That's the end of the podcast this week.
That's the end of it, folks. Thank you so much for listening to the pod. Oh wait, hold on. I need a title. I'm going to say, if this WandaVision show doesn't end up with the reveal being that it's Mephisto, you can Mephist me, because that's gonna be fucking annoying. Because I feel like it should be Mephisto. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. If you like it, we got a youtube.com/N8SComedy. There is content that is going to be going up there soon. I have a trilogy of videos that I'm attempting to do. I'm still working through it, but I will try to have it. If you want to follow me, I am at The Media Hole on Twitter. I'm at The Media Hole on TikTok. I'm at twitch.tv/TheMediaHole. And I'm on Tumblr at www.
You already said this podcast is too long, and yet you're fucking doing this.
When your balls get stuck to your leg.tumblr.com.
Change your name.
If you want to find Ian, you could find him at StrugglesV on practically every social media. And recently he's come under fire for saying how much he thinks Tekashi 69 is hot. Thank you.
How
Good night.
dare you?